Oh no, Benners. So it's gonna be Vass versus Ladiva.
Oh, nice.
I've played this one once or twice. I know this match up a little bit. It's not super fun, but I mean, I'm ready to see what Nabs is doing because I can't fucking beat Benners, so someone has to.
I feel like there was two characters. I mean, the last patch was quite effective in a lot of ways, and you can feel the changes with a lot of characters. But I feel like having fought both at a fairly high level today, I think two of the characters that really benefited. One was Namaya, and the other was Vasaraga. Man, you can really feel those buffs from the last patch.
Yeah, totally, and just the general nerfs as well from everyone else. It feels as if just like all the characters that used to fuck him up were all the top tiers, and them generally getting worse. You know, even if it's not substantially, but just a fucking buff. But this is going to be a slow matchup. It's hard to avoid it. This is a lot of neutral, a lot of mid range. So I want to see how Nabs is playing it because Benners is good at slow matchups. When you have to play mid range versus him, it's horrible.
He just has those buttons as well I mean, Ladiva's buttons are pretty like stand medium, stand heavy. They've got a fair amount of range, but that scythe can just clip you. You think you're safe, and then bam, that's it. He's just opened you up
from half screen away, and it's gross. And then the fireball on top. So see how this stuff pans out. Slow start, as you would imagine. We're going to see Benners feeling out space in here.
Yeah, I think one thing Benners likes to do is he likes to use that shoulder pressure quite early on to see if he can get you as close as he can to the corner. Then he can just see straight away. Look, this is what he wants. And then
like he did so little to get that corner position. You know what I mean? He had like two good reads and then just immediate corner pressure. But Nabs smashing out with the sweep there and the frame trap working perfectly.
Oh, first scoop.
Yeah, early reset. Going for the safe stuff, but Benners, man, he loves his delay jumps. He really does. So it's something Nabs is going to have to adapt to really quickly.
Oh, anime clash. I think one thing that Nabs does as well is it cancels, which is something that I do a lot as well when I used to play Medivas. He cancels into clothesline a lot, either like on hit or block, and obviously it whiffs and ducking people, but paid off from there, because I think Benners pressed afterwards and got scooped. Round one to Nabs.
It's hard to not use it because otherwise mid-range you're really not getting anything, you know. You have to cancel into that lariat or spend the EX headbutt, but Nab, she's shown that she has got the neutral to keep up with Benners, but it's just going to be hard work. That's a big opening, but yeah, Benners jumping out. His defense is just absolutely insane. For a character that's not got a reversal, Benners makes it work.
And that is such a... Whoop, empty jump. See, this is the thing as well. This is where the mind game's sitting though, because he's been scooped from empty jumps and he's been scooped off the back of half-completed auto combos. So now it's up to Nabs to start to be ready for those jumps and react to them. As we see, speaking of reactions, just sort of clipped with a mega scythe.
Yeah.
30%. Oh!
Ooh, nice.
Got him. And this is death.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the mashed out super, working classic. Yeah, that thing with Vass is like, when Vass has super, you can't safe jump. So you have to be doing those grounded strings, and it limits the keeper quite a bit. Character that's not got a reversal, Benners makes it really easily, gets the mashed out super finish off, and no one likes it.
This is the thing as well, this is where the mind game's sitting though. I love how quickly you called that out. Empty jump, and been scooped off the back of
I can hear the stick from over here.
Now,
I've got my window
open. Nabs starts to be ready for those jumps and react.
I mean,
Speaking of reactions, you said with the mega side
no reversals.
That's 30% only reversal option. If that was a grand, that might have been a dragon.
Just the mashed out
Ladiva just has that,
working
grab,
together,
and SSBA. So, you know, pressure situation. She just wants to give you that hug.
Yeah, completely. They're having that on deck just limits the opponent so much. You know, you're basically just going, I want to cancel into a special, but no special cancels are really safe. Like every normal into special is normally a gap, and that's just. Yeah, like I said, you can hear the divas mashing. I was already picking up my stick to start mashing out there. Like, it's rough.
But the funny thing about that match as well was that Benners looked like he was in control for like big portions of it. Like he got that early corner carry round 1, and then the momentum of the match just swung. A couple of command grabs, and then Nabs just took it. So yeah, well played to Nabs. Let's see if Benners can adapt and not get scooped as hard. Big jump in at the start.
Yeah, good way to start the round. Wow, the wake up sweep, Jesus. Benners is getting caught by a lot of these like frame traps. There's the crouch jab into the close medium kick, showing that Benners has some flaws in defense.
Oh, wow, nice.
Oh, messed up meaty there. Benners getting out, and this is dangerous. Benners has a lot of meters, so any big hit could lead into death.
He's having a bit of a hard time spot dodging those headbutts though. He's mistimed it a couple of times, but just about got the live lead here. Oh, see again. This is the third time. Mistimed. I don't know if he's trying to read maybe one and then react quickly, but Nab's doing a good job.
The thing is the Diva, you can actually react to the dodge during the headbutt and hit light, and it punishes it 100% of the time. Which we've not seen Nabs do that yet, but Benners has to be aware of the fact that he doesn't just need to put him in a good situation. So, you know, there are definitely ways that both players can adapt right now, but Nabs opening up huge. He's going to get a good mix. Goes for the frame trap again, makes sense. It's worked a lot of times now.
Benners trying to fight back out of the corner. Nabs hasn't had a good job, but done a good job at NTA Benners. I find it a bit tough to NTA Vasaraga. I don't know why. Maybe it's because he's got quite a shallow jump arc. Or, I don't know. I always find that he hits me right in the top of the head when I press the button.
Yeah, and Ladiva's like anti-air's slow, right? So like with Vas having those low-reaching hitboxes, it can be difficult. Benners just going to end this one out on a clean super here. We're tied up on 1-1. I feel like Ben, he's slowly adapted to it, right? It feels like he's getting on it.
He's jumping. I think he jumped a lot more in that last game as well. So when you're in the air, unless you're ready for those air throws, you're not going to get scooped as much. I think saying that though, Nabs is what 4 for 4 with those sweeps, or 5 for 5. Benners has been hit by every single sweep.
Yeah, completely. I don't know. It feels like Benners hasn't been able to establish that sort of mid-range that we know him for, right?
Yeah, I think, I don't know. Nabs is just doing a really good job of mixing up the offense, going between strikes and throws. So this is what I was saying before. Oops, as I say that, it gets hit. Wow, what a conversion! And the corner carry.
Yeah, that's going to be big. There's a super, gets blocked, but because she had spent the lariat there, just couldn't really do much of it. Stomps is so difficult for Ladiva to deal with, unless she's just going to go in super. But Benners has definitely got the advantage here.
Isn't it an option for Ladiva to command grab though? If she's ready, could she not command grab the armor? Oh,
yeah, she can do it, but it's definitely really tight window because obviously the stomps are hitting you, and the SBD is 6 frames. Benners making a land on 5 there. Yeah, not too bad of a choice. So that's one apiece there. Benners looking way more comfortable this time. Nabs definitely got like a lot of like quite key hits. It felt like every hit Nabs got was Nabs opening up a sweep or a counter hit lariat. It was big, you know. Whereas Benners was just slowly chipping away at life and manages to clutch it out in the end there, but it's definitely close.
Victory.
He just adapted really well from because it even looked like the first round of that second game, it looked like it was going to be 4 straight. But Benners really did a good job of just not letting Nabs start any of that pressure that got him killed in the first round. Oh, big spot dodge. Nabs doing a really good job of spot dodging stuff as well, though. Oh, and as I say that, he gets counter hit, pushing to the corner.
Yeah, it feels like Nabs is playing super close with all those spot dodges, but this is just Venom running a train. Jesus, perfect.
This is what we were. I think this is more what we were expecting. That round was more what we were expecting the first time. Get them in the corner, and then just start
beating away, innit, really.
Yeah, and you can see the changes in, like we were saying, with the buffs at the start. Oh, nice combo. Just now, when he has that, when Vasaraga starts that like normal pressure in the corner, now he just sticks to you a little bit more, and he can just get a little bit more buttonsy than when he could before. You know, it used to push you away, and it used to take longer to recover, and it was just a bit more difficult to assert yourself. But now, look, see, and he's got the command grab as well that he can mix stuff up.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big challenge. being airborne is not the one versus Vasaraga. That's going to be clean, just punishing the sweep finally.
Yeah, the first time he doesn't get hit by it, and it's the game-winning punish.
I mean, it was a mad sweep. It was literally point blank.
I was going to roll the dice.
Yeah, it manages to just eke it out there. Benner's kind of taking advantage in this one, slowly working that lead. This is, like you said, what we expect from Benner's. Gets you to the corner, you don't have a reversal, you just get frame trapped to death. The threat of the command throw just terrifies people into pressing buttons.
Now we need to see if Nabs can counter-adjust to start dealing with the pressure. I think she was having much more success with the command throws that they were doing in the first couple of games. Hasn't really utilized them as well as rounds have gone on, and I think she's getting punished a little bit for it. But as you say, that Hail Mary clothesline doesn't combo into the shoulder tackle, but here's the pressure.
Oh god, this is a big one. Benner's got so much meat to work with, and that's making Nab scared. There's command throw, one last mix.
Oh my gosh, he did. I thought he was going to do super empty jump command throw just to end it all out. Just 3 in a row, just for the mental mind break. That's the knockdown.
Definitely. Yeah, you're right. It does feel as if Nabs is less confident as this has gone on, right?
Yeah.
The command throws was definitely establishing something pretty terrifying early on, but Benner's works his way out of a couple, and suddenly that's a scary option, right?
Was he like at the end of that last sequence? I mean, Nab's doing a much better job now, but at the end of that last sequence, he did a crouch light into spot dodge, whereas before he could have done crouch light into command throw, and you know, that's what she would have done in the first game. But as I say that, she gets a perfect memory.
Yeah, I think that was like part due to the available super from Vasaraga. Obviously, spot dodge blowing right through that, but. You're right, I do think it shows like a bit of a lack of confidence. But maybe this is just kind of a Long Kong mind game, because he did just run through that last round and kind of tear Benner's open.
With a couple of command throws as well. Oh, challenged the armor there, that was scary.
Yeah, really scary. You don't want to get counter hit by that. Once again, just a reset from Benner's. Man, like Benner's has such a good success rate with that command throw, it's unreal.
It's such a deceptive animation because it's not like a standard grab where, like with the Diva, you see her arms going out and you can see that it's a grab. Whereas with Vasaraga, because it's a scythe and all of his animations are scythe animations, I just think that it's part of his auto combo, and then he's scooped me and thrown me across.
Yeah.
So,
it feels like it should be reactable, but you're reacting to what looks like a normal, right?
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
so strange.
And then you go to press a button because you think it's, oh, maybe now it's not a part of the combo, he's going to command grab me, and then he just sides you in the head for 35%. It's like, oh.
Yeah, pretty much. You have to be so gutsy to actually mash out of any of that walk forward pressure as well, because it's just the counter hits there just murder you. It's just brutal.
Yeah, you do not want to get hit by one of those counter hit heavies, and then it's just 40% or 50%. Just gone.
Yeah, Ben has taken that one. We are doing best of 4s, so you can draw. So this means that no one can get carried today. This is all a balancing act here, right?
Do you think that this will be the end of some friendships if you were on the game-winning point? If we're going to see a match-winning game and then somebody loses or gets that doesn't clutch it out and gets a draw at the end?
That's so sick. Imagine clutching it out and getting a draw. Like, that's so brutal, man. Like, you're gonna think about that for the rest of the day, for sure.
Sweating just to get a draw. It's okay, I didn't lose. I didn't lose.
Oh my god. Yeah, that would be sick. You basically like entering a tournament, being in pools and drawing out to losers is so sick to me.
But here we see Sinner up 3-0.
Yeah, it's a good way to start off, right? Set the pace. And Ben is definitely getting more and more comfortable as that match went on. I do like it. I do like what I'm seeing right now. Ben is a solid player and definitely knows that matchup well. And I don't feel as guilty for losing to him now. That's really reaffirmed my sort of position as a mediocre Diva player by not seeing someone. If someone else just went and fucked him up, I would have to feel bad about myself. I'm not looking to do that today.
No,
Have a
especially not
good
with the
time.
diva. Imagine just they pull out this masterclass that just shows you like every
Oh.
single thing you've done wrong for the last 3 months. Like, oh, my whole life is a lie. What?
Turns out I'm shit. Brilliant. That's what I wanted to find out today. Donated to the Matcherino and everything, and all I found out was I'm shite at the game. Brilliant.
Oh wait, Matcherino, how do we do that? Can we? Is it too late to do that now, or is it? Can we still? Is chat still able to donate whilst the tournament's going on?
Yep. You can still donate to the tournaments completely finished. Exclamation mark Matcherino brings the link, and then the code is in the command. I think it's DWS1.
Yes, I'm gonna do that right now.
Yeah, you literally get to donate for free. Like that's sick. Just go do it. There's no reason not to. It's free money for the players. If you're a player, go do it. Free money for you. That's like, why would you not want to give yourself some change?
Totally a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. When you're walking back from the tube and you want to get yourself a Pepsi, you can do that now due to Matcherino. Like,
yeah, hitting all the heartbeats here that people need. Like, yeah, I really want a Pepsi when I'm walking back from the station. Dang.
Everyone wants a Pepsi. That's just how it is, man.
Hold on, I'm doing it right now. Contribute. Coupon code. Boom.
It's just that easy, man. It's just that easy.
I done it. I just made it go up by 50 cents. Let's go. So now we're on $40.
See, that took what? A whole 10 seconds.
That is, I mean, it is mental when you think you can just contribute to it for free, and then, you know, the winner, you're just contributing. You're incentivizing the players that you want to see come out and play every week as well. If you're just a spectator of this game, which is fair because it's a really fun game to watch, and they've done a really good job to make it really spectator friendly, I think. If you just want to watch people, like super high level players play, and you want more of these things to happen, you know, you take 10 seconds to just contribute, and then your favorite players will keep playing, you know, high level games for you to watch. So it's a win-win.
The other side to that is Rixta will be even more upset when he loses. So I think everyone's winning today, man. It's W's all round.
Rix's standards definitely makes everything a little bit better.
So who have we got coming up next then? Is this...
Yeah, so team-wise, we have... I made these names and I thought they were funny, and then I thought, oh, I'm going to have to keep saying that word, and it's really annoying. Devenomous. Yeah. It was way funnier in my head than I actually had to say it out loud. Devenomous.
For creativity, though.
Thank you. This one I do like. Pile Pan, I think is genius. So, Pile Pan versus... Anyway, it's Venom. It's Venom versus Marman. There you go. So I don't have to say stupid words.
Venom versus Marman. That'll be an interesting one. Marman being the most Aggie player ever.
It's funny how it's, you know what, just sorry, just to completely just train wreck your sentence there, but I just need to, I'm basically going to agree with you completely. So I've seen Marman play a couple of times, but I didn't know, I couldn't, you know, it's not like a constant thing. But then on Monday on Cynical's thing, when I was commentating with Moss, as soon as he saw Marman, he's like, man, I'm so happy we get to watch Marman. I was like, why? And he goes, just wait. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
He goes, just wait. Literally, the first move of the first game, of the first round, it was Marman Grand versus a Fairy. He did Dragon Punch. And I was like, yes! We're in for a show.
Ruthless. He basically gets a roulette machine and throws in like 7 balls into it. Like, it's just absolutely unreasonable how he plays. It's sick to watch. I never want to fucking play against it. I will happily watch it.
Man. Who's that Ryu, the online Ryu that they do the
Gandhi?
No, not Gandhi. I'm not gonna call him Gandhi, but there's a Ryu. I can't remember his name, but there's one. Yes, that's it. Yeah, Yoben Ryu. Like Tatsu on block into Dragon Punch or something. Yeah, it's Joben. Yeah, Marman
playing his own game.
Is the Joben-esque Grand Blue Grand. We're gonna see a Dragon Punch at the start. If we do, I'm gonna pull out my phone.
I mean, he's basically just like spinning the wheel and going, am I gonna do EX boot or am I just gonna do DP? And it turns out that's a good mix up.
You know what would be interesting to see if Marman plays differently, knowing that he's playing with someone else?
Oh,
maybe.
He's like, would Paddu be happy if I did this?
No, he just whiff punished. Well, he just whiff punished something with standing medium. He definitely didn't mean to do that, but He just pressed. Look, every single button press is working out for him. He just plays with his heart.
Man, and with his reactions, apparently that was a sick reaction versus the EX Tantrum. Jesus.
Goes a big jump in. Oh, and
That makes sense.
What just happened?
That wasn't a reaction, was it?
No.
You never know with Marvel Man. You can't say that.
Him straight out the sky.
You can't react to dive kick with EX boot, man. Fuck off. Like, that's not tech.
That was amazing. You just booted him straight out of the sky. And see, this is the other side of it. We're laughing, but imagine being Venom now and being like, right, this is my comeback. I'm gonna do jump back, EX dive kick, start my pressure. No, what happens is you just fucking KO with an EX boot. And that's where the mind, the mindset starts to crack. When you start getting hit by a couple of these Rago uppercuts or boots, that's when you start to think, man, I need to hold on, because if I get hit by this again, it's going to really piss me off. So
it's true. But Lord Venom has a very similar playstyle where he just kind of does stuff, and it's all very calculated. But he's a very aggressive, like explosive player. Oh, he was completely safe, bro. Button. Oh, come on. How did he can't have reacted, right? He had to have just been buffering that straight up.
I don't know. I mean, unless it was a match and he knew that he was going to press afterwards, and it's even though that is super hard to punish, it's not safe. So I don't know. Maybe that was just like a five-head read from Venom that we just expected. Wow, there you go. Clash boots into Dragon Punch.
Yeah, that's gonna be a grip of damage as well. Jesus.
60% contest like that. And the alternative, I mean, teleporting to command zone. The alternative, Bob has a lot of tools, but he doesn't hit as hard as Grant. He needs to open up. Venom needs to open up Marlman. Oh, what a bait!
Alright, Marlman got too crazy. Lord Venom just being like, chill out, dudes. Have a glass of water. Everyone, we're all friends here. Like,
because next question, I know there's Nectarino bucks on the line, but we have to play each other every week, so just wind it in a little bit. But that was good adaptation from Venom though, because he got clipped out of the black hole with uppercut a couple of times. So
yeah, that's the thing. It's good to see that Lord Venom isn't like deterred from doing these options, because he has to do them. As Bubs, you can't. Even if things are reactable, even if things aren't necessarily good, he has to use it. Otherwise, you're just going to get better characters. That simply. Oh,
there we see again though. I mean, and that's the thing as well. That's the other frustrating thing. When you fight somebody who is apparently completely unconditionable, that starts to frustrate as well. Because you think, right, I've hit him with 8 Dragon Punches. The 9th time, he's definitely not going to fall for it. And then he Dragon Punches you, and you're like, oh my god, what just happened?
Yeah. So,
it's like on offense and defense, you have to be ready, for the liberal use of stuff like Dragon Punches and boots.
Yeah, completely. I mean, Marlman, he slowed it down a little bit here, just trying to work around Bell's tools, but that's a big counter here. I can't imagine that's what he wanted there.
I think he went for Dragon Punch again and missed the input and just got a normal. And that's
or super or roll. There are so many things you can do against it, but you just have to be on point.
That's where though.
Nice, adapting. Lord Venom has been going to that a lot. Oh my god. Alright, wake up, overhead. Alright, this is it. That's a mad read to make that early on.
I mean, I think that's Did you guys ever watch Excellent Adventures? Do you remember? I'm not saying this especially about either of these two players, because they're both miles better at this game than I am. But do you ever guys remember that Excellent Adventures where Mike Ross lost to that guy and goes, "If you want to go dumb, I'll go dumb with you." I feel like these two they're just swinging at each other now.
Yeah, you got like explosive playstyles like this where they're adapting so quickly. It can look super scrambly at all times, and both players thrive in the scramble.
So one of the reasons why I really like watching Venom's Bub is because I always considered Bub to be more of like a not so much a zony character, but like a footsie, space sort of character because of the range of his normals, and his fireball's quite strong. But that's just not how Venom plays him, man. Oh, that didn't combo.
Yeah, when he zones it, wow, nice reactions there, Jesus.
Oh, super nice reactions. Oh, that was a missed input. It must have been fireball.
Yeah, it must have been. It's the thing is, even like when he does zone, it feels almost as conditioning to allow his bullshit to work, if you know what I mean. It's like,
you into thinking that he's actually teleport.
yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, you zone once or twice and then suddenly dive kick becomes the best move in the game. Like, it's a really particular way of playing, but man, Lord Venom makes it work. Marman, though, getting a big opening.
Oh, and I think I've lost count of the amount. Nice anti-air. I've lost count of the amount of times that Venom has been Dragon Punched between two crouch lights. So he goes for double crouch light. He goes for one, and before he can even do the other one, he eats a Dragon Punch, and that's happened at least 4 times now.
It's classic.
I mean, it's a frame trap, but it's not a block string, you know. So if you've got an invincible reversal, it happens to me all the time. I'm sitting there with Sorix, I go for my 2 little, you know, crouch lights, and in between each light, I eat Zoe's SSBA. So you've got to be ready.
Absolutely, can't just tap away. Oh my god, that was a really sick read there from Malman. Like, if he had done the EX, that would have definitely gone through. But Lord Venom, man, he's putting on a clinic right now. He's kind of running away with this one. Malman's showing signs of life, but it doesn't feel consistent. And this is a kind of long set.
And the funny thing is as well is that most of the sets have started off with Marman getting a counter hit for 60%, and like this. Yeah. This is how every set has started. Every single round has started with Venom at a massive life deficit, and then he manages to fight his way back and take the round. It's mad.
Yeah, and it's not like Lord Venom is getting like one big counter hit and he's doing all this damage. This is like he's tapping away.
I think that's considered why some people consider him not to be a super strong character. It's because he just doesn't hit you very hard. But then, as you just said it, tapping away. That was what, 7 right guesses in a row. Yeah. And that's where I think the slightly more liberal play style of Marman is to his detriment, because then you start to get opened up more. So.
Yeah, completely. He's giving him more opportunities. It doesn't feel as if Malman's happy to sit there and block anything. He's making a read on every single sort of wake up. And Lord Venom can work with that, you know. It's just sitting and blocking out Beelzebub's pressure. Eventually it has to end, you know. It's up to him to take risks to get back in. But Malman is just taking those risks for Lord Venom.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to be a little bit more patient, I think, the last couple of games, but as we say that, he does spot dodge into Dragon Punch.
Yeah, I take that for what you saw. Like, that was madness.
And that's anti-air. And yeah, like you said, he's making Venom's decisions for him. You know, I don't think this is the sort of matchup where Gran needs to make as many risks as Marman is taking. And another really clean anti-air from Venom.
Yeah, and this is the thing about Venom, is you can look at him and go like, oh, he's just doing stuff, blah blah blah. And then actually what you saw there was like 3 really clean anti-airs into a good bit of zoning.
Yeah.
Like, he's
up pressure into something else.
Yeah, he's playing super consistently around all of his bullshit. Like, it's not just one style. Like, it's super good. Because you couldn't have one without the other. But Marman will happily spot dodge 4 times in a row. Like, more power to him, man.
I think, and another Dragon Punch in between 2 standing normals. I mean,
yeah,
it's sort of negligible damage though, because he gets hit by the Dragon Punch and then it sort of resets positioning. Oh wow, dash up command zone, and that's it.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna
be it.
Yeah, hard.
It's weird because, yeah, I mean, I think you said it perfectly when you said, you know, you think that Venom's doing one thing and then what you haven't realized is it's like the Prestige. You see one side of the magic trick and then the result is you've just taken 75% and you don't even, you're like, wait, did he just teleport?
Yeah.
Are there 2 Venoms? What the?
Yeah, pretty much, man. It's all balanced with this like quite normal play style with the explosiveness, and Marman was just feeding it. Like, he was feeding the beast right there, running up and
oil at himself, and then the match was right there. It's like,
yeah, pretty much. It's like the classic advice everyone gives versus that style of player, which is like, you just let them hang themselves. And that's what Lord Venom did, really. He not only did he let him hang himself, he like, I'm gonna home knit you a noose. He was literally just like giving him the opportunity to hang himself. It was really good. Lord Venom, what a guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the consistent, like every single event that I've seen or that I've commentated or that I've competed in, he's usually in the top 4 or at least the top 6. So you can tell that there's a few players that are consistently amongst the top, but you can tell that they really grind this game out, and their game knowledge is just really high. I think that's testament to Venom's playstyle as well, is that he does play quite fast paced, but he also knows a lot about the game. So you can see that the decisions that he's making, as you said, is while on face value might seem a bit mad, but you know they're clearly the decisions of somebody who's spent a lot of hours playing this game with a lot of different characters, learning a lot of different matchups. So
yeah, completely.
Super strong player.
So I'm wondering who we have up next. We still haven't seen Palpan play. No, we have seen Palpan. We just saw Palpan. We haven't seen EX. Mate, these names are
Mika.
The names are gross. EX Mika. That's up next. They are putting MIK up first, and Sinners is back, and they're putting Benners up again.
All right. So they use it. They're shooting their load early then, basically.
What were you saying about nobody being carried?
No comment. I'm meant to be impartial.
He can only play 2 games, is that right?
Yeah. So every other match will be match that Sinners is meant to be playing. Cynical has to play. Yeah, he has to play.
Okay, all right.
They've got no more mind game. All their mind games have gone now.
So when it comes up to Rixta and stuff like that later, it means
I respect that though. Just like they're just playing their like quick burn cards straight away. You know, just going all in right at the start.
Start off with some momentum.
Yeah, man, because if you're 6-0 up at the start, then that just gives you... the pressure is off Cynical, really, after this point. Because I've never seen Cynical play, but I'm guessing he's good because he plays with all these people. You know, he undersells himself a little bit, I think. But he plays Matera, and he plays people like Benners really really frequently. So, you know, when you've got all your wins in the bag, then you just need to hold on, right? The pressure's not as...
yeah, shout out to Benners. He said, we're too smart to hold into the mind game. There's layers to this, apparently.
I think that's definitely the Benner's way, right?
Yeah.
Too smart for the mind game.
The mix, super strong, man. Super strong Zeta. And this is going to be a lot different to Ladiva because Zeta doesn't have to play at those ranges. Obviously, she's got really strong fireball, which we're seeing here as well. Really good range with the spear and with all of her normals. So, and again, look, what a whiff punish on that whiffed stomp, air stomp. And just coast to coast in the corner, safe jump, no reversal. He has to deal with all of that pogo stuff. So,
yeah, she can get super gimmicky when you don't have a reversal. Just things like Vass having slow buttons is going to give Mick so many opportunities to sort of make his way in and get hits. And the jump as well, man, like being able to control your jump arc a little bit, it's rough.
Yeah, so I mean, this is going to be a lot different. Again, I'm sure that. Oh wow! I just ran the whole length of the screen and grabbed. I'm sure Benners has played this matchup 1,000 times, but it's definitely not going to be. Oh wow!
He can cancel into dodge, I believe. Maybe he doesn't know. I'm pretty sure after that you can cancel into dodge.
See, that happened to me today in exactly the same situation against Julia. I did dash up meaty crouch light. It whiffed. Vasaraga did that super, and then my chat said to me, "You definitely could have spot dodged that." And I was like, "Oh, but I whiffed the crouch light. How can I then cancel the spot dodge?" But
I believe you can when it hits because it's basically super armor. But I think I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure you can. People in chat are saying you can cancel into dodge in that situation, but the button might have to be a light. So yeah, I definitely, like, who knows? It could have gone either way. Mick's still winning though, still got the round.
Yeah, I mean, even after that combo that went into the super did about 40%, and Mick managed to clutch it out. So
yeah, and he's got the corner position here. He's kind of slowed down the pace for the armor, but man, that count hit is gross.
And I feel like the difference between a really high level Vasaraga and a not so great Vasaraga. Oops, saying that big counter hit in the corner, this is going to do 50%. He's going to cash out? Probably not. I wouldn't cash out here. No. At the end.
Oh god, Benner's getting the throw back into the corner. Wake up super from MIK. Is it blocked?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. You see, sometimes Zeta will keep that meter just for the fuzzy overhead and then being able to cancel it into super. It's like a super good way to end that end of round, basically. After you get a hard knockdown, get fuzzy overhead. It's pretty gross.
Yeah, and that's just so I was just saying about Veselaga. I think the difference between a good Veselaga and a bad Veselaga is that when they put on armor and how often they use it. And people like Benners, you see every single time he gets a knockdown, if he doesn't have that armor on, he armors up straight away. And if you don't have a lot of multi-hitting moves, then that is just a terrifying tool that, you know, you always have to be wary of. Oh, what a spot dodge! Counter hit overhead.
God, and the overhead after the spot dodge, Jesus. Knowing he's not going to get punished, just gets the mix up.
Oh, wow. What a reaction. Wow, it doesn't catch all of the super though. Only gets a little bit of it.
Oh man, armoring through both hits. Oh no, Benners is trying to go for those preemptive techs and MIK is just abusing him for it. And without this meter, it's going to be hard. Benners has got no reversal.
Oh, but he does have full screen Rago shoulder and
Rough. That was rough, man. It felt like MIK was absolutely working on the comeback and Benners just goes for it, lets it rip.
Well, you said it, he doesn't have a reversal, but that shoulder, especially if you've got the armor on, is a really devastating offensive tool because you can't get hit out of it. It's not like you can do something unless you're on a tiny bit of life and then you'll get killed. If you're on enough life to survive the hit, then, you know, if it's in that sort of clutch situation and you think that they're going to be antsy to end the round or you know, make the most, because like you said, MIK was looking like he was working on a comeback there, you know,
I think that
away.
requires some dexterity though. When I watch myself back, I can't even like hold a normal face and play, let alone think to press a pedal and play and not look like I'm having a fit.
Mate, sometimes I forget to fucking blink.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, what's wrong with me? Like, how am I barely functioning? It's just fucked.
Your eyes are already cracked. You're like, if I have Dragon Punched one more time,
I can't blink. They'll universal overhead me. I know it.
they'll mash out of my plus for it.
Exactly, man. You'll take every advantage you can get, even if it is the detriment to your own physical health.
I mean, look. It's like Rocky, he got battered all the time, man. Physical well-being or being the best in the world, you know.
Yeah.
It's a trade you have to make.
True, it's true. All right, got Benner's back now, and
Hopefully his connection is mellowed out.
Yep, hopefully his connection's figured itself out. Big and Jesus, what a counter hit.
Clips it straight out of the air. I mean, yeah, so let's just, oh wow, see? So for those that don't know, even though there's a lot of armor on Veselaga's stroll moves, depending on which one he does, it's either infinite or a couple of hits. They're all vulnerable to grabs. So if you can react, I mean, you do have to react quick enough, but if you can react quick enough, then grabs do blow it up. But you've got to be brave.
It's threading the needle between the actual stomps, which do hit you. So it's a risk, but it's one you can definitely take. And MIK is now asserting that pressure. Probably not going to see any early takes from Benners anytime soon.
No, I think Benners is content just to take the throw or take the non-counter overhead. But Saiyan, nice confirm from MIK.
Yeah, I think the first round we were seeing a lot of just like big counter hits from MIK, and it was giving him the opportunity to just make a huge comeback. So even though Benners lost that round, I think showing a little bit of patience is not a bad sign.
No, especially as we were saying, you know, he was in the corner. He didn't want to deal with those mix-ups. But nice cross-up setup there from the parry.
Yeah.
Benners up. Oh, wow, neutral jump.
It's a classic delay jump from Benners there, and he's going to get that corner pressure back. Oh my god, next hit should kill, but MIK, wake up, mash.
I mean, it's like a check, isn't it? Like, time your meaty right. You know, if you get it wrong, then you're going to eat the buttons. But Benners still with a commanding life lead. Oh, baits out the... Really good job baiting out the parry there, but...
Yeah, he finishes it off in the weirdest way possible with the point-blank fireball, but, you know, whatever works,
He's used it as an anti-air, so why not use it as a reversal as well? Just to finish off the round, the multi-tool.
Yeah, Benners knows something we don't. I think that's sick.
I mean, that's what happens when you have a character specialist like Benners, though. You see a tool, everyone else that goes, I mean, that's okay, right? And then you find somebody like Benners who's playing Veselagaga since day one. And they start using this stuff in such extreme ways, and you're just like, oh man, I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, completely. He definitely shows like even a character with a limited tool set what they can use those tools for. You see, he's trying to work his way in right now, even though he's got the life lead, and I think it makes sense. He's shown a lot more success via offense than he has in the mid range, and that's one way to stop someone from doing overheads. Jesus, the spinners.
It's stupid. I think you can react to, I mean, I don't know if in my old age if it is mostly reactions are just pure balls, but I feel like you can react to overhead with super a lot of the time, especially if they try and do it as a meaty. I don't know.
I've got this tinfoil theory that like when we get to offline, the universal overheads are going to become substantially worse.
Oh yeah, hell yeah,
Like, where people are like, you're going to get those sorts of like 13-year-olds just necking Adderall and reacting to everything. They're just going to fuck all the old men up. Like, I know, mate, my career is over when we get offline. It's going to be rough.
That's when we retire, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah, completely. Ooh, I mean, we've lost contact with the stream right now.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, it's still on. The stream's still on, but
AC4, the share is down.
Right, 1 sec.
just by watching, we won't do it as it's happening because we're going to be a bit behind. But Mick with a big life lead. He's doing what we're saying, asserting himself a little bit more in the corner, utilizing a bit more of the crazy. Oh, wow, big sweep.
Yeah, I think like Benners is definitely trying to play more aggressively now. Mick is not. Mick's defense just doesn't seem like it's there versus Benners. Like Benners is just killing it.
Oh wow, big whiff there from Mick as well. Oh, I think it's dropped again. Oh no, wait, no, it's fine. Yeah, we're back. Alright, cool.
Alright, so it looks like Benners is going to take this round. Have to see how much damage he does. Doesn't kill, so Mick still got some life in him. Yeah.
Oh, and then just gets clipped with the scythe.
Yeah, what a way to end it. I mean, that scythe is like super underutilized, right? Because you're seeing Mick do a lot of run-up throws, run-up jabs, and all that sort of stuff to stop the stomps forward. But yeah, you stick out a preemptive hitbox, you're going to be good.
Yeah, especially seeing as even though there's a high and a low, both seem to cover quite big parts of the screen. So even though it is a high, if you're still in that big part of the hitbox, you know, it doesn't matter that it's supposed to be a high, you're still going to get clipped.
Yeah, completely. He's just trying to work this corner pressure, but man, Mick's got good at mashing out. And you can see why he's going for this, because there's the dodge. Nice. That'll be the end. But yeah, the reason he's going for that jab, the wake-up jab so much, is because Benners has shown that he will happily command throw you 4 times in a row. Yeah. And that's something the jab beats out, you know. You're throwing vulnerable for like 6 frames when you wake up, so it gives most characters the opportunity to just mash out a button.
Yeah, and again, it is a check if you're, you know, if you are going to try and mix it up and you're going to go for a button or something on meaty, you know, it's saying, well, if you don't time this right, then I'm just going to mash out your pressure every single time. So, yeah, nice confirmed.
It's a really nice confirm. He's going to get pressure off this, but once again, Bedders, he will neutral jump fucking everything. This guy is constantly delay jumping, and that's why you see that overhead working right there. Trying to tap away, but this is going to get blocked.
Again, oh, not a good punish though.
No, but he's straight back in there. He's just going to need one more hit. Pogo mix-ups and Benners getting impatient.
Yeah, he probably thought it was going to be 2 and then a low, but it was 3.
Yeah, and that's it. And Mickey's making a comeback right now. We could actually see our first draw of the tournament, which is super hype for me. I love the idea of drawing. I'm stoked on it.
I respect how much salt. As somebody whose name is Sodium Jim, it really makes me happy to know how much salt you want to ingest when you play.
Oh yeah, it's the only reason I'm here, man. I'm just here to chat shit and watch people be sad. That's it. I'm never playing this.
Yeah, well, you know that well, if they ever do like a commentators one, then we can get me, you, Moss, Cynical. Actually, Cynical's in this one.
Yeah, mate, Cynical's already made it. Top player in that.
He's not in the minor leagues anymore. He's gone straight to the majors.
Absolutely.
Another delayed jump from Benners.
Yeah. He's just chipping away at health, isn't he, really? Just with these, like, individual hits. There are a couple of big moments, but it does really feel like it's like death by 1,000 cuts, right?
Which is funny with a character like Vasaraga, because he's, you know, he's this giant dude, 8-foot dude with a scythe bigger than him. You don't necessarily expect his pressure to come from, like, Bub, just to be, like, chipping away at you, but, you know, it just shows you that, especially when you don't have a reversal, that's just the sort of way you have to play the game. But it's massively opened up here. Mick just running a train. Oh, confirmed in super. I don't know if he'll get. No,
scaling pretty heavy on that, but wow, the wake up buttons, Jesus.
Takes a leaf out of Mick's book. I mean, this is going to be a big deal to climb though. Oh, and just gets blasted.
Yeah.
That would have been...
It would have been unreasonable. We would have had to turn off the stream. The whole thing would have been done.
Just Alt F4, we're done.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed. I mean, yeah, if all the stars aligned, that probably could have been a comeback that Vasaraga could have made, you know, maybe get a clean counter hit, anti-air, you know, delete 50% into a couple of command throws, but, you know, Mick's shown that he's going to challenge stuff, right? So he's not going to let Benners get away with anything for free, especially not when he's got 70% life. So.
Yeah, and the aggression feels as if it's just started piling on. Like, Mick has changed up the pace of this match a lot. Going for a lot more pogo setups, because Benners has shown a bit of like, just not being familiar with it. He's getting tapped by a lot of these setups and not kind of reacting how he needs to.
The thing is, one thing that's as well that Benners seems to be getting clipped by a lot, which is a testament to Mick's adaptation, is that he's getting hit by, I think Mick's starting to scout these delayed jumps, because Benners been getting clipped by overhead. It's sort of like a mini option select. Like, if he jumps, you don't get much off it, but he does, you know, stop you from jumping out of the corner or delaying a jump if you get clipped by the overhead. And just like that,
we have our first draw. A draw between Mick and Benners. I'm into it. We've got 1 point apiece here. So
now...
Benners, they've still got a lead. So they're on 4 points. Well, other players are on 3. But that's nice.
But
that's
now
nice.
The five-head play of using your biggest gun at the start, you know.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point, man. Because they definitely threw out their, you know, no disrespect to Cynical, but I would say Benners is a more consistently high-placing player. And they've thrown that out really early in the game, and not getting, you know, 6 points out of it is going to feel kind of rough.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see. Maybe Cynical plays Matera, so, you know, this not. I mean, she's not. Obviously, she's got a little bit nerfed in the last patch, but it's a character that can get things done. So,
I mean, she got normalized, right? Far out, fuck off. Like, that was insane. Like, she got made into a regular people character, you know?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm trying to be diplomatic here. Even though, if we're going to be biased commentary, and I have to say, I'm going to say it when I've got witnesses, I'm definitely a Matera fanboy. So I'm always cheering for more. Even though I suck with her and I can't play her at all, she's definitely my favorite character to watch in this game. So I'm a big Paddu EX Wiper fanboy. So
nice. I mean, the thing is, she did get the buff of the butterflies, which I believe came in like 1.21. Which is a really big buff, you know, made a lot more of her setups loopable. Stuff like that is super helpful for her. So it definitely felt like the Fire L nerf, although it obviously sucks, she's still in a very good place in the tier list.
I feel like, firstly, I agree with you completely. And secondly, I feel like one of the main things about the last patch was to give things to characters how they felt the characters should play, and take things away from characters that they felt like they shouldn't be able to do. So like characters like Gran and Catalina especially, they're not necessarily like, maybe Gran is a little bit more, but Catalina especially is not like a pressure heavy, mad, like in your face rushdown character. So it was a bit weird that she had the ability just to, you know, keep you in that corner locked down with really long range plus frames, you know. So they took that away from her because they want her to of a whiff punish sort of long range character. And I think it's the same thing with Terra. They want her to play a little bit more, even though she's got that crazy rushdown, they do want her to be a little bit more at range. So
yeah, she's definitely just like, she's still a monster. People are mentioning in the chat she can spam slightly more now as well with the changes to her arrows. So yeah, she's she's a monster, and she's kind of come more into her own. I think like the tools which are interesting got highlighted, and the ones that aren't got kind of nerfed. And I think,
I agree.
if anything, that just makes the character more healthy. But this is a matchup we have seen a million times. We have got Rixta versus Paddu. Man, so last time they played, Paddu bodied Rixta.
Oh, really?
Reset the bracket 6-0. So, you know, they are players that go back and forth. I already saw today that Rixta had tech versus Matera on his Twitter.
Oh, on his Twitter, yeah, I saw that.
So this is not a guy that fucks around. Like he's gonna come up with the next thing to beat the character. He's working hard, but man, Paddu hits everyone with that.
Yep. And that's game one. I mean, round one, just like that. Paddu's been grinding as well. Even on the Cynical tournament on Monday, he reset the bracket. He didn't quite clutch it out this time against Thunder Charlotta, but you can tell that he's really been putting the time in with Matera. I mean, he was a really good Vasaraga before he switched to Matera, so you know you can tell if you're a good Vasaraga like Ben is, you know that they put the time in and they want to learn the game. So if you apply that knowledge and that character knowledge to a character like Matera, which is actually much better than Vasaraga, then it's going to be a scary ass combination.
Yeah, completely. These are like, this is a matchup that's always interesting because these are two players that play a lot versus each other, right? And that creates just weird mind games that you probably won't see normally in this matchup. Now, one thing I noted quite heavily last time they played was Paddu got away with a lot of hops. And the thing is, you know, Ferry got her DP nerfed. It's substantially slower now at 11 frames. And that allows for the hop to be a much more versatile tool of aggression.
Oh wow! See, like that. That is exactly what you were just saying. In that situation, Jerry gets the knockdown, goes for the GG, goes for the instant overhead, etc., etc. But Rixta put down GG and then spot dodged. That is what happens if you play somebody and you know that they're going to do something next after you do that setup, and that's the reaction that you have to that.
Yeah, go for the spot dodge, trying to bait the super, and then Paddu responding with like an TK down arrow. Like that's all nuts. Like none of that makes sense in real people world, but
no, but if you play a guy 1,000 times.
Yeah, completely. And
I think this is actually, I mean, feel free to correct me because I might be wrong, but I feel like this might even be one of Ferry's more difficult matchups as well, because Ferry's the sort of character that wants to play you at that range, right? She wants to frustrate you, she wants to use her buttons, she wants to keep you out, she wants to get you with the GG setups. But Matera is one of the few characters that can play completely outside of that range.
Yeah, it's true. There's definitely, like, more so than anything, it limits what Ferry can do in neutral, right? So she can hop over buttons, you can never throw out GG in neutral. It means that, like, you've got to be playing specifically versus Matera. You can't just play your game. It's all just a very matchup specific game style. It's like when you fight a Zangief in Street Fighter, right? You're fighting Zangief, you're not playing your character.
No. Oh wow, wake up super!
And it catches him. Yeah. He didn't have any other option, right? He was about to get stripped out.
No. Yeah, you're completely right. That's exactly how it is. You're just playing against the character and their tools. So but Rixta did really well there to clutch that out though, because he had a commanding lead at the start, you know, really asserting himself in the corner, and then had it look like he was going to run away with it. But
this is the thing, Rixta we kind of know as an aggressive Ferry player. Despite all of her mid-range advantages, like, he's a player that wants to get in and mix you up, right? I remember him saying that if they nerf Ferry's mix-up, he was just going to stop playing her. And I can see why. He is a super aggressive sort of player, wants to just get that spear knockdown, set up GG. We're going to... Oh,
wow, missing the input.
Yeah, big drop. And with DP. Jesus.
Two big errors, and now both the commands, well, they're slowly coming back now, but both the resources for those are down as well.
Yeah, it gives you a big opportunity as a Matera to just get right in there. But, you know, weathering the storm, and Rixta is hitting some clutch DPs right now. He's trying to maintain that corner pressure.
Oh, I think that clipped him. Yeah.
I think Rixta was just running up to try and get the chip right there, and just Paddu mashing out straight through it. Like he learned from the best right now. Like Rixta did the wake up super. It's always the
straight
match.
away, just mash out. It's never like a. Oh wow, I just got sniped. It's never like a yeah. What a clinical reversal there from Paddu. Like no, he mashed that shit out. So
no top player advantage, mate. Everyone's matching.
I mean, I hella would have mashed out there. Nice confirm onto the throw there. One of the few characters in the game that can combo off a throw. Misses the full combo though. Wow, what a read. See, stuff like that, like he was saying. He just knew, he threw out GG, the GG vanished, and then he Dragon Punched because he knew that Paddu was going to jump. That's not a matchup thing. That's Paddu and Rixta have played 58 times, 58 million times thing.
Yeah, Rixta is a player that uses the DP in neutral a lot. I noticed this when we played recently. He showed me that he's actually super hard to whiff punish. Like, it's not like an easy guess. And with GG on the screen, you're thinking about a lot. So even getting that whiff punish, you have to be so on it, so super on it. But Jesus Christ, this is a grip of damage.
Yeah, 60% just like that. Oh, Rixta mashing on hit though, just gets straight out of that pressure.
Yeah, that's not a bad way to start it. Gets the XDP straight through as well. And he's got super right now, so if he does get a knockdown...
Oh wow, that was such a good answer.
Yeah, he might go into Genai Gen here. Nope, saves it. Oh, wow. No, he drops it.
Why didn't he just go into SSBA?
No, he spent it on the Genai Gen, but...
That's what I mean. Why didn't he just, when he had to confirm, why didn't he just confirm into SSBA instead of...
Yeah, it's true. He could have definitely done it, but...
And he just wanted swag points, I think. That was definitely, he was going for the swaggerific.
I should have killed either way, right? You could have kept going with that combo for a lot longer.
Oh, yeah, if he didn't, if he didn't drop the combo, that was his game, but...
It's like little moments like that that can either like build or destroy your confidence, right? Getting tapped by getting the nice combo, getting the hard stuff. But seeing a couple of drops here from Rixta, once again, dropping in the corner and...
Yeah, weird input errors as well, maybe... Oops. That's a nice DP there, though.
Yeah, that was a big DP. He needs to keep that corner position. Backing off now, kind of happy to revert back to neutral game, but Paddu has been shining in neutral. Like, he's done such a good job, but there's the big whip.
I mean, that... Oh yeah, sorry, Yoga Inferno. But that's the one thing in this matchup that Ferry can really excel at. Because obviously, as we were saying, Matera does play outside of that range, but that EX whip blows straight through projectiles. So if Rixta reacts or reads to one of those arrows coming out, all of that range advantage that Matera has is gone. And then she's right next to you, and then... Oh, wow, big jump in!
Oh, yeah, but that's the problem. You got to be worried about the hop. This is going to be a big mix-up right now. It's going to have butterflies on the screen. Trying to bait the DP, gets it, but no conversion. Oh, man. They tied it up here, one apiece.
And again, I mean, I think it's just testament of when super high level people play, especially those people that play a lot, but the sheer speed that the tempo of these matches is changing is so, it almost gives you whiplash, man. Why it's not like we've not seen one guy just absolutely destroy the other guy. It's been so, every single set has been so back and forward.
Yeah, they really, like, the mind games and the way they're switching up the tempos so quickly is incredibly impressive. Because it looked like Rixta didn't stand a chance in neutral, and now he's dominating in it. Here's the instant overheads and into the throw. Yeah, the instant overhead has such a big threat in that mode that the throw becomes a massive, massive tool.
And 2 games just like that. And so it's like you said as well, Rix, the way Rixta played that was not a long range whiff punishy, slow pace Ferry. He spider swing straight into the corner and just started asserting that pressure as much as he could. That was just a rush down Ferry like masterclass.
Yeah, completely. He's just making hard reads with the spear from full screen to catch out Paddu trying to play neutral, but it's just going so back and forth. It's going to be a big opening here. Oh, yeah, gets slapped by the lows. I'm surprised Paddu went for the dodge there. I wonder what that could have been baiting, because surely he would have just gone back into the GG even if the dodge worked.
Unless he... Oh, no, that doesn't make sense. I was going to say, unless he's timed it so that he can spot dodge each blast of the GG, like even 37 parrying...
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. If anyone can do it, it's probably Paddu. but it feels like Rix is gaining a lot of momentum right now. The last few rounds have been really solid from him, and he just looks comfortable in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the percentage. Oh, the stare down! I love that shit.
Into the sweep, classic.
It was gonna be that or universal overhead. Ooh, as I said it, the command overhead, instant overhead rather from Matera. I mean from Ferry. Yeah, I mean, it's just Paddu just doesn't seem to be able to keep that offensive pressure just started. I mean, every time he goes in, he gets Dragon Punch. So
yeah, completely.
It's just completely like putting a full stop on any sort of plans to try and get in. Rixta just doesn't want to deal with it. You know, if you don't want to deal with the mix-up, just Dragon Punch the guy. So
yeah, it feels like Rixta's reactions are super on point, and man, he's catching out with that. It also feels as if like Paddu's just not really diversifying his game plan enough. Is this going through?
Oh wow.
My god, the ball absorbed most of it, and he went back in. Oh my god, what a round!
Would that have, if I've never actually seen that hit from full screen. If all of the bits had hit from full screen, would it have gone into the animation, or would it have been?
Yeah, it would have gone into the. Oh, actually, I don't know. Now, like, I've actually never seen someone.
No, I've never seen it.
I'm pretty sure from when I was playing Matera, you don't get animation from that far.
Right,
okay.
right.
Yeah, you have to be pretty close to get animation, from what I remember. Because I remember trying to snipe with that super, and even when it did hit you, I'm pretty sure you don't get the animation.
Okay.
Okay. So he wouldn't have got the animation, but the ball just absolutely absorbing like 6 hits of the super right there. That was bizarre, but it worked out. And Rixta nearly got that sort of like prime Twitter real estate with the combo. Yeah, nearly. He was nearly E-famous right there. It's dangerous.
But I mean, like you said before, Rixta posts. I mean, he's not the sort of guy that holds his tech to himself. He does like to post it on Twitter and show, you know, ways around stuff. So he's. I can imagine that he's the sort of player that does put himself maybe in lab, or you know, when he's playing games, he looks for those sorts of situations where he can convert, you know, from like a weird stray hit that you wouldn't normally. You know, like if that was me, I would have just seen the ball hit and been like, meh, all right, I've hit, and then go for like the setup rather than trying to actually get the combo off the end of it. So really good presence of mind by Rixta, and that was in the end it ended up being quite a convincing win as well. As back and forth as it was in the first couple of games between Paddu and Rixta there, yeah, it just ended up being Rixta just completely running Paddu straight down.
Yeah, it was interesting. It felt like he adapted really well. When Rixta started showing that he was reaction punishing the hop and limited that option from Paddu, and not only did he limit that option, he stopped Paddu from establishing the zoning game with the fireballs, and that just basically gave Rixta the space to only really react to a couple of things. Normally, when you play against Matera, you're dealing with like, okay, she can hop at me, then hop away, then arrow. She can arrow from full screen. She can slide from full screen. She's got all these options. But then Rixta just simplified the game plan into like, I anti-air your jump, I spear through your fireballs. And that was it.
And then I Dragon Punch your pressure that isn't real.
Absolutely. It was really good there. So who do we have on the screen? EX Wiper versus Deviance. This will be an interesting one. More Matera and Catalina.
First Catalina of the day.
Yes, and Wiper is an interesting player. He's incredibly defensive compared to nearly every single other Matera. Deviance, on the other hand, he has got insane Zuma reactions. His reaction
was straight away with that Dragon Punch.
Yeah, and he reacted to that 4 days ago, mate. Like he reacted to that before the game, like he loaded up the game. But his reactions are so good. But you can't discount Wiper. Wiper will force it to bait, like whip. You know, he's gonna bait it.
Oh, that's the setup.
Yeah, just tapping away at the corner.
And this is the This is the most glaring weakness for Matera. She's got no reversals. You know, she just unless she does a big hop like that, you know, tries to bait something out with a hop back, hop forward. But yeah, once you're in the corner and you're dealing with that pressure, you literally just have to hold it.
Yeah, you completely have to hold it. And you know, he's trying to bait out some different options here, but Deviants is definitely still a player that will just EX lunge straight in there and use some of those more riskier options from Catalina. Obviously, lunge is very good, but you're seeing right here, just sprinting
The
forward.
full screen,
Yeah.
Run up light from the whole length of the screen. I mean, that it shows you it's fearless, right? It just shows you what, again, exactly the same thing. Just run up light and then gets the counter hit into 30%.
Yeah, you got to remember, you're holding forward when you're running forward. And what does that mean? You have access to DP, right? You can just flick the stick backwards and you're good to go. Like, it's difficult. She still can react to you, and just, it felt like overwhelming pressure there from Deviants. And that's the Deviants we know. Like, the aggression backed up with that young man reactions, it's hard combination to deal with.
Do you think that is more of a trait of the younger generation of player, though, is that they, without just having the reactions, they just have a little bit more of a hungry, aggressive sort of play style where they just want to, because as we were saying, Catalina's not a rushdown character. She has a lot of good tools, but you just think that that's something that the younger generation likes to do. Oh, nice spot, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of the modern games have very much emphasized being aggressive, right? So you look at Street Fighter 5 and things like that. These are aggressive games. So it's no real wonder that games that have really brought aggression into the sort of like public eye promote a generation of really aggressive players, right? Like,
Yeah,
it makes sense.
Oh wow, animating.
Yeah, full anime. Watch this episode for me real quick. Lots of filler too.
It's so long, isn't it? I just wish. I mean, of all the things that I would change about Soritz, one of the things that I always say on stream is I wish that his SBA had like a really long anime sequence that you had to watch, like all of these other people. I just wish that he had that. I'd be like, I don't care if he doesn't have a reversal or any sort of mix. I just want people to sit there and hold that anime intro.
Like, the amount of times that like we're down to a pixel and I like which punish tank with a super just to make them think about their life is unreasonable.
I just watched that whole.
Oh my god, that's 5. Okay. Oh no.
Wiper
Jesus.
Wiper is not having doing a good job of taking these throws.
Yeah, man. And he's taking a breather right now. I like it. 7 throws in a row.
But that's the thing as well, is that I feel like with a lot of young players, and you see it a lot in the Mortal Kombat side of stuff too, is they play, I don't want to say disrespectfully, but they definitely make you work for that sort of on when you're on defense. Like, I don't want to say they play disrespectfully, but I mean, Viper's a veteran, right? And he just got grabbed 7 times in a row, 8 times in a row if you count this one. You know, they just wanna play. They maybe it's what they want to get into head. Wake up buttons there as well. It's part of that aggression.
I think they want to do as much mental damage as they do damage in the game, right? And doing 8 throws in a row and then getting the universal overhead is like, that's 50% health or mental damage. That's fine.
And then whiff lunge into anti-air.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing, that's what, like, similar to Lord Venom, that's what makes Deviants a fantastic player, is all of this sort of madness is backed up with amazing reactions. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes him a good player. Without that, he's just someone running forward. But when you're running forward and reacting to everything...
Oh my gosh, another count hit.
And man, the count, he's just in Wiper's head right now.
And the thing is, as well, another thing that Deviants is doing really well is that you can see, oh wow, that was a mistake! From...
Big mistake from Wiper.
Wiper just shooting that arrow straight into the sky like a flare. Please help me.
Let me call up my boy. Mick, in it. Tag out.
He just threw that flare in the sky and just got clipped.
Oh man, yeah, that was a brutal one. I mean, you can definitely see Wiper make some comebacks here, but yeah, Deviants, he was playing out of his mind. That's Deviants we all love to watch. He's a bit more reserved, you know?
Yeah, Marman, more reserved, and he seems to be more clinical, maybe is the word. Like, he's still going in, but yeah, he seems a little bit more clinical. You know, disregarding the we say, disrespectful play. He definitely seems like he has much more, like, because he went for 7 throws in a row, right? And then the one time he decided not to throw, he got the counter hit overhead. So clearly he knows what he's doing. You can see that there's method there to the relentlessness.
Yeah, Wiper is just trying to get set up in neutral, but it feels like he's not had the space yet to deal with it. And man, yeah, he's starting to now react to the text, which you have to do as Matera. But you know, if you are going to make a read, you go full Paddu style and you use the EX Tiger Knee, right? And that's how you react to it. Good low. Pop into low here. This is a big opportunity for Wiper. He's going to get a butterfly setup off this.
First time we've seen Wiper with the corner. Gets the butterflies. Both gone now though. And now he's got the life lead. He has to be careful of the lunge. Oh! But just gets the hop in.
That was a nice little win there for him. He just started to run his game plan in the corner. And we've seen what you can do in the corner, but I just need to see him like start to state some control in neutral. That's what I want to see from him.
He definitely showed more signs of life there. He was able to get a little bit more of his grip side. And again, nice jump in unique. But
yeah,
I think maybe sorry, go on, man.
No, I was just saying, I like it now. He's putting a bit more on screen for Deviants to work with. There's less just trying to set up butterflies and more just like, okay, cool, let me put 5H out and see what you do.
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing, there's a few characters in the game that you can just sprint full screen against, but Matera isn't one of them because she has the ability to fill the screen up with a lot of different stuff, so you shouldn't really give somebody a free option just to literally sprint the entire length of the screen and then grab you back.
You know, it happens sometimes when you show you can dodge and roll that like super well. It makes Materas hesitate, and Deviant's once again taking out in classic fashion just with that relentless corner pressure.
This is, I think he's already won. It's 3. Yeah, so it's 3-1. Wiper's just playing with respect now, but as I say, that gets clipped by another counter hit overhead. Goes to knockdown.
Yeah, and that should be it with the perfect man. That was a difficult match for Wiper. Counter of play styles there where Wiper wanted to play defensively, but it just didn't work out versus Deviants and his overwhelming aggression. Amazing play there from Deviants. Hopefully we're going to get to watch some more of him.
Well, that was just a Catalina masterclass, wasn't it? I think we saw every single one of her moves, all the sorts of different counter hit combos, all the sorts of, anti-air. We saw a level 3 crumple counter hit, which I've never seen before.
Yeah.
We just saw exactly how to play Catalina there. And again, Viper's sick, and he's a really, really good Matera, but, Catalina is arguably top 2, and you can see why in matches like that. It becomes really apparent.
Yeah, Deviant's just play very simple mind games and it just working out. He felt like he was in control the entire match, It's funny because everyone often considers Catalina to be this quite defensive, sort of slowly push you to the corner, hit 2M, count it, react to it, hit confirm, and he's just like, I'm going to sprint at you full screen, and I'm going to do an overhead. And it's sick because he plays Catalina like Gran, but he makes it work and puts the own Catalina twist on it using the lunge so well.
Yeah, and I mean it's just one of those things that you expect the fireballs, right? You expect maybe trying to move in and get a standing H, standing M, and that sort of longer range pressure. Something that people never expect is that EX lunge from full screen. Especially, it's the sort of equivalent of getting a boots, isn't it? EX boots. You're just sitting there in neutral, looking for a jump in or something maybe, and then bam, you get hit by EX boots and you've lost 60%. And it's the same thing with the Catalina EX lunge. You're moving backwards and forwards, maybe spot dodging a projectile or two, then bam, you've just been bounced off the wall. You've taken 60% into a safe jump, and then you have to eat the whole thing all over again.
Yeah, completely, man. It's definitely rough. But are we gonna have Deviants on the camp again? Ooh, I like this. Bit of momentum
against whom?
Let's see who it is.
Versus another Matera. Is this Paddu? No. Oh, Cynical.
Okay.
So hopefully Cynical was watching that and he saw what Wiper had to deal with. So
Yeah, we'll see if there's any difference in approach here. Starting off early and a bit more aggressive than Wiper, which I like. It's very difficult as Matera to not give up the screen control. She very often just works herself into the corner. And you see with exceptional players like Paddu that they will actually be able to find their own holes and move forward the way they want to. And Deviant's doing it once again, just with these run-up overheads, run-up throws.
it's terrifying, isn't it? When you just see somebody running straight at you like that, and you just think, what are they going to do? What is they've got so many different options they can do once they stop, once they get to me.
Yeah.
Just run up light or run up sweep or something like that. It's like a run up throw, one up overhead for 60%, etc., etc. But speaking of, I was just about to say, speaking of Cynical doing a really good job of hurting himself, and then.
But, you know, that was early signs of life. I do like that.
Yeah.
See, the interesting thing about Matera is with the hop and with the Taikini EX, she actually has a very good response to throw, because if they go for the overhead, more often than not, it will just slap you out of the air and they won't get a full conversion. Unlike if you try an early tech, which they will get a conversion and you die for it, right?
Yeah.
So I think they could be throwing that a bit into their defense and try and make some of the risk reward in their favor versus Deviant's aggressive throw game.
Deviant as well is showing that he has absolutely no qualms with dragon punching after any string block or hit. So I guess it's just making that attempt to do any sort of offensive pressure, just because. Oh wait, is that whiff punish? No, that's not gonna hit, is it?
Nah, too good. But oh man, he could have got the lunge after that, but still got the life lead, so it shouldn't matter too much. Yeah, Cynical's trying to get a bit cute in neutral, which I do like. Just doing these sorts of run-up dodges and things like that, trying to just vary the pace of the game, bait something out. But Deviant's, you know, he may look super aggro, but he does have some fundamentals behind all this aggression.
Nice link there, counter hit. Oh, what a spot dodge though.
Yeah, it works out.
It has to, again, you have to be careful because they're not, spot dodges aren't throw immune, so it's a super big call out if you spot dodge an overhead, because if they throw you, you're going to eat it every time. Oh, big whiff on the DP though, gets the corner pressure. Oh, tentatively moves forward, doesn't really apply himself there once he got the knockdown, and now finds himself back in the corner. Not where you want to be. No,
and Deviant is now calling out those spot dodges and throwing them. Man, we've seen this movie once before.
Wait, is this Ladiva or Catalina, man? I've seen more grabs. I've seen more grabs in the last two matches than I did. I've seen probably the whole week. It's just gripsing her up, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things when you have good frame traps, like you may as well be a command throw character. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's rough. Oh, I like it. Finally, someone doing the Taikini EX arrows there and just breaking his way out of that corner. Trying to just slowly. Oh wow, hops in. I do like that.
Yeah, I like that. Just missed the combo though.
Yeah, it's a little bit too far away. Oh, that's a big one of damage.
Yeah. It's not gonna kill, but again, it's not gonna be a very favorable position from the Cynical now. I mean, maybe he's gonna look to try and. Oh no, it's gonna get thrown. Maybe he's gonna try and thread the needle with a super. Watch out for chip butt frames. Oh wow, nice counter hit.
Yeah, trying to bait that DP because he knew he was in chip range, but Deviant's too smart, just slapping him out of it. And yeah, he's just looking super strong. He has all the momentum now. Like, this is a lot of games in a row to be winning versus the same character.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, maybe Cynical is, I mean, one thing, since you've said it especially, is Cynical just keeps going for those spot dodges, you know, and it's just such a risky tool. Unless spot dodging in this game is good. I mean, in instances like that, I was just about to say, if you get the read on like a really long recovery special move, spot dodges are perfect, because then you can whiff punish anything, right? Oh wow, speaking of whiff punishes, really nice whiff punch there, doesn't get the animation. But if they're standing right next to you and they're spamming light, standing light or standing medium, odds are you're going to spot dodge the first hit of the auto combo and then get hit by the same button into the rest of the auto combo, you know? Because
yeah, it's a read. It's a big read as well. Like, it's not just you throw it out and hope for the best. It's like you have to be reading an option, and if it doesn't work, more often than not, you're going to eat a lot of damage for it.
Yeah, definitely, especially against Katarina in the corner as well, because we've seen that Deviant hits all of those counter hit combos. So, because the way that it works, again, literally, the way that the spot dodges and the rolls work, for those of you that don't know, is that they're invulnerable for a little bit. But if you catch them on the on the ends of the active frame, not only is it not invulnerable anymore, but you do get a counter hit. But saying that,
he's got himself on the board here,
man.
He's been like quite varied in his game plan. Like, I think on defense, like we've been saying, he's throwing out a lot of dodges, but at least his aggression is still kind of working for itself.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He might not be making the right decisions on defense, but you can definitely see he's being 100 times more making more of the right decisions on offense.
Yeah,
really good job. And again, see, that's the time that you do a spot dodge, when you get that big ass call out on a overhead or something.
Yeah, spot dodge is one of those things that, like, when it hits, you're the sickest player, and when it hits, you're the worst player. It's rough, man. But yeah, I mean, that's why you see a lot of people do the sort of like spot dodge option selects and stuff like that, because it is such a big risk. But you know, Deviance has got the life lead now. He is taking a couple of risks, but he's got the life to spend on it, and that's a big shout. Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's one of the things with Matera as well. Even though she can cover like large parts of the screen, diagonal, up, like vertical or horizontal with arrows. She really does commit to those options. So if you get a big super jump, or maybe you do get a big spot dodge or something like that, she's going to be, she's going to have that bow out there for a while. So she has to be careful where she's choosing her shots.
Yeah, she does have a fair amount of recovery on all of this, and yeah, the hitbox extending forward definitely makes it rough for jumping, especially versus Catalina with her swinging arc on that jump U. Or jump H, I believe it is, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all of her jump buttons have massive range. Oh wow, what a dash up spot dodge. Goes for the max damage, standing heavy, straight counter hit straight into the super.
That's going to be a grip of damage, and next combo is going to definitely kill from Catalina, so it's all on technical. Nice.
Wow, nice challenge.
Early tech, I like the whiff jump, but oh no, he gets slapped out of that universal overhead.
All tried to press, still alive. Just gotta be really careful. Puts out the butterflies, good answer.
Oh man.
And this is what we were saying about spot dodge. It's not invincible, right? It's active, but it's not invincible. So if you do that too early, it's the same thing if you try and dodge bub projectiles or something like that stays out for ages.
Yeah, you're definitely in risk of getting hit there. And you saw right at the end, Cynical had spent all of his meter, right? Like just right at the end, he had everything on cooldown, and that just gave Deviance this reign to just do what he likes. And that the EX fireball, obviously it's going to go through Terra's 5H, and that's how he wins out the round.
That's the thing as well. I think another key skill that super high level players have is just keeping one eye on the resources at all times. Like, obviously resources are important for every character, but I think like the absolute top level people, you'll see that they'll be like, even with Deviance against Wiper, you saw the combos and the confirms he was getting. They weren't just difficult combos that he was hitting, but at the same time he was amending his combos based on what resources he had. So he wasn't just doing, like whatever into wall bounce, into fireball, into dragon punch. If he knew that he didn't have the wall bounce, he'd cut the combo short, or he'd go over a different route. So I think that's a really important skill if you want to be high level, is just to make sure you have that eye on your resources at all times.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're missing something, when you're missing one of your key tools, such as like a Matera arrow, like that gives you so many massive vulnerabilities. And yeah, Devious' team is now in the lead with 9 points. So he's still got a bunch more games, but it's definitely the team to watch out for.
Yeah, I mean, both players in that team. We did say before the tournament started that might be the potential winners, but it's still got a little bit of the way to go. Now we've got Rixta playing Ladiva.
Believe in victory.
No, that's got to be Nabs.
Nabs. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just looked left on the screen and saw Rixta's name. I was like, bah?
Totally my bad. Totally my bad.
That would have
So,
been super fucking hype.
He's so hard.
If Rixta suddenly came out with the Ladiva pick, oh my days.
Against the Zeta of all characters that you just gonna get out as. Boys.
This is going to be an interesting matchup. It's a hard one for the Diva. Working around those 2M and far H is very, very hard for it. You just have to be patient and slowly work Zeta into the corner. But this is a big opening for Miss Naps.
Yeah, we know that Naps likes to use the sweep quite a lot as well, which is, funnily enough, one of Ladiva's longest range buttons. But you've got to be careful if you stick it out against Zeta, because she can get punishes on it from that range that not a lot of characters can. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can see the way in which Naps is using it is to just stop MIK from playing this sort of like very basic neutral game. Walk forward with punish. And the sweep allows you to just kind of like, all right, chill out. Like, this isn't Street Fighter 4. Let's just get some madness going on. Big empty jump SPD. Next mix-up should kill, and there it is.
I really like how Naps uses the drop kick to frame kill. It's such a weird, because it's such a long like whip on recovery button to use, but he does it. She does it a lot, man. She just uses it just a frame kill, just to lie down next to you, and then when you get up, she just scoops you.
Yeah, it's interesting. Not going for the safe jump, but going for that option. I guess where you're playing against a counter character, it makes sense because you can do some sort of reactions versus the counter, right?
Yeah, I mean, grabs in this game, counters are quite strong, but usually they lose to throws. So the Diva, if she's ready with she's got a command grab locked and loaded, then if you read the parry, then you can just scoop the heck out of her.
Yeah, completely. Alright, life
Big
death bit here. Oh no! Tried to go for the trip guard, it's just not working out, and this is a big opportunity. You're going to get the full knockdown. There's FBD.
We're going to get another one. Frame kill again. Oh, this time goes for the strike.
Oh no, could have gone into 720 there, but...
I think she tried. That was an input error. She looked like she just did a little mini, like, weird teabag. I think that's supposed to be super. Oh wow, just gets clothesline though. Oh, and then delayed crouch M. Yeah, I'm 1000% sure that was supposed to be 720, and she just completely missed the input. She just like freaked out a little bit in the corner. We got the confirm.
Yeah. I mean, that was a very fortunate comeback there. That's an important round to win. When you can make some comebacks with the Diva, it makes people feel fucking terrible. So. Also, can I point out the best mix-up in this entire game is stand outside of your own throw range, whiff a throw.
Oh, mate,
they will always whiff a throw back at you.
I cannot even tell you how many times I whiff a throw back at somebody after. I think I've got such a big brain read. I'm like, you whiff the throw bit, and then that's it. And then I just get counter hit for 70%. I'm like,
I'm gonna start actually using that in my game plan soon because it's OP. It's so good.
Run up and whiff throw just out of range. I mean, that is definitely a 6-head. And the funny thing is that speaking of throws, is that wow, what combo! Wow, that's a really good counter combo. But Diva is one of the obviously her command throw, her medium command throw range is massive. So if you see them whiff that normal throw, then you can scoop the crap out of them with a medium one.
Yeah, I mean, the recovery on normal throws is ridiculous. Like, you can probably whiff 3 command throws and then go for a regular. It's insane.
I was going to say build meter, but yeah, you don't need to in this game. Oh, nice.
A bit too early on that. Otherwise, it should have won, but throwing vulnerability is still there. Big neutral jump, gonna get into the corner.
Program mix up, and like Vasaraga, Ladiva, one of the characters that just has to hold it, and then just be patient and take your turn when you can. Because, oh wow, speaking of, no punish though. Oh, big jump in off
That's
the top rope.
Huge.
SPD.
Oh my god, that must have been a messed up SPD. There's no way you go for like early jump medium, or maybe it was like an air SPD read. That was the weirdest shit ever, but it works out. Nabs is getting another round on the board. Or another match, I should say.
Yeah, so it's 2-0. Nabs running away with it. And the thing is, it's one of those things where MIK is, like now, MIK gets those hits, gets Nabs down to 40, almost 50%. And Ladiva, even though she does have a lot of weaknesses, when she's in, she stays in, and she hits like a tank. So you only need 2 or 3, well, maybe 3 or 4 big hits.
But this is one of the weaknesses we talk that's here, right? She just doesn't have a reversal until that super's built. Now she has it, it's too late.
No.
Like, that was just Mick running away with it, and Ladiva really struggles versus that pressure, you know, the high hitbox, the lack of reversal. It's difficult to deal with Pogo. You just kind of have to firm it and hope to weather the storm.
Yeah, especially seeing as they nerfed her rolling options as well recently. They made it even more recovery, which just baffles me. But as a former Ladiva player, it upsets me even now.
Hey, no one knows the struggle apart from Ladiva players.
Yeah, honestly, man. No, Sorit's players, man. He's got a command, though, honestly. Let's not get into that. I'm about to go. But yeah, Ladiva, again, I mean, this is where we see Mick just getting all of that success, right? You put Ladiva in the corner, you make a guess, and then 3 or 4 times now we've seen Naps just try and clothesline straight out the corner to try and get something started, and Mick has been ready each time. He sort of backs away just enough to give Naps the rope to hang herself.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. When you've got that life lead and then Ladiva does have the super, you can just back off, and by the time she gets in, well, she's probably going to be dead at that point, right? After
Yeah,
1-2 mix-ups.
You just have to, after that point, you're going to get like 4 right SPD guesses in a row into super confirm or something, and it's like, well, I mean, I guess that could happen, but it's more than likely you're going to be in the corner eating Pogo mix-ups. Oh, wow. Reversal. You know how we said Ladiva doesn't have a reversal? Naps uses his sweep as a reversal.
I've never seen it before. No shimmies for you. Fuck Gutex. It's all about sweep on wake up.
My brother used to do that to me all the time. And I'm like, wow, it's 15 frames, what's the matter with you? And he's like, I'm like, yeah, but that... Never mind.
Man,
And just
Mick's making a comeback here, man.
Close, and honestly, from one corner to the next, it was on the far right and then the far left. And we're just seeing that she's, I think she's playing a little bit more aggressive. Wow, big clothesline though. Speaking of coast to coast, ooh, proximity normal. And there we see it. We've said that before. Throws beating the parries. Oh, but mistimes it there with the wake up frames and vulnerability. Good tech.
Yeah, go for the wake up overhead to beat out the SPD. You don't get a counter hit, but you do get one from that. Jesus Christ, that's going to be a cool rip of damage and the corner positioning.
Guess again, guess wrong. This isn't going to kill, but it's going to do a lot of damage.
Oh, man, that's going to really hurt.
Yeah, I was gonna
No
say,
death.
And this isn't insurmountable. It's going to be really tough, but oh no, not if she does dash up, double crouch. Like I'm
Man.
going to say that's 2 guesses and you're done. But yeah, Mick just did an amazing job there. Completely changed the pace. Like he went from being super aggressive to backing off all the way, making Nabs make a mistake, and then running back in, and he just changed the tempo so often there. And I think Nabs just had a really difficult time to the change in the tempo.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things where, Mick obviously aware that, cannot throw out a fireball when Ladiva has super. And then you've got the mind game of, okay, so Nabs is now looking for the fireball just in case, so you can super straight through. And it gives Mick the opportunity to just sprint up and just hit 2L, and it's winning out the set there. And that's going to be another draw. You love to see it. You love to see it.
You need to do like an esports, behind the scenes, Bleacher Report style thing where and the unanimous source says that X player is livid after drawing.
Oh man, yeah, I do want to see some things like this with a post-player interview just to get a full sort of 360 image of the feelings going around.
I'll tell you what, I played in the first Gibbs PC ranked week, right? And I lost to, I can't remember who I lost to. It was an Amaya player. And I lost because I did, which they've changed now, funnily enough, in the last patch. I lost, it was last game, last hit, last everything. I went to do run up headbutt. No, I went to do run up command grab with easy operation. and I missed the input and did run up headbutt, and they did parry, and I knew they were going to parry, which is why I wanted to do run up SPD. I got run up headbutt, got my headbutt parried, and I threw my controller across my desk so violently. My girlfriend has never seen me because I'm always just like, haha, yay, happy. Until I play fighting games, and she was just like, James, you okay? I just went into the bedroom and just closed the door. I was like, I could have won. Could have won. Stupid input error.
Mate, there's certain feelings that only get unleashed with fighting games. So this is going to be Mole Man versus Cynical. So
you know what? For a split second, I was like, "Who the hell is this guy running right up to this other guy?" Straight. Oh no, it's Mole Man.
Yeah.
I should have. Oh.
It looks like they're feeling it out. Might be a little bit of lag, weathering the storm right now. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. Obviously, Mole Man very, very aggressive. Cynical is going to need to be able to stop that. And we struggle with players like, Paddu struggles to stop that. So Cynical is going to also have a hard time because just Mole Man's aggression is it's outrageous.
They're not playing an actual game now, are they?
No.
Oh, okay, no, I was going to say, I was like...
It would be definite hints of collusion if this was an actual game.
A little soupçon of collusion.
Yeah, I think they just I think they have a bit of input lag between them, so they're just waiting it out. They're going to remake.
Alright, let's remake. Okay. Because, I mean, Marman did run full screen Dragon Punch, and I was like...
Yeah, so instead of me remaking the lobby, I'll just let one of them kill, and then we'll just keep it at 0-0. And then apparently the stage is really bad. So I think they're going to change the stage. But yeah, this doesn't count as a match. Don't worry about it. This is just to get back into the lobby.
Nah, this is secretly just throw a point on Cynical. Don't tell anyone.
Yeah, let's remake. Wink, 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 wink.
DQ, coin flip, let's go.
But I'm just gonna. On that note, I'm just gonna go grab some more. I'll be like 2 seconds. I'll take.
Oh man. Yeah, watching Materas have to deal with Mole Man it's brutal. It looks horrendous. Matera already has a problem with just kind of cornering herself. Sprinting forward makes it even easier. Gonna exit out, try and reset. Might be a quick change in stage. See if that makes a difference.
I think I have heard. I mean, I've not experienced it myself, but I have heard that there are certain stages in this game that do cause more lag in an online capacity than others.
It's a common story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not playing with my color. That's why I lost. It made me lag.
Yeah, I've definitely seen different stages cause a bunch of lag. Like this, I don't know what it is. DLC, you're basically paying for stages that you won't be able to play online. It's pretty high.
Yeah. I mean, it's like in SF5, right, with that beach stage where you can't see their feet. I mean, who thought that was a good idea?
That's so good. You've got like the hidden bananas and shit. That's so fucking funny to me.
These matchups 10-0.
It's a lot better than the motion sickness aeroplane ride.
Oh my god, that was whose idea was that? I don't even get motion sickness, and I was just like, I was playing Rashid as well, and I was like, oh god, I can't. I need to just lie down.
Wall diving off the sky. It's pretty sick.
Wall diving off the sky with planes doing some Top Gun style 360s, and I was like, nope.
Yeah. It's rough. All right.
It's gonna be a comeback.
Yeah.
Oh,
pretty quick one. Like that was mad. Cynical just had control that entire round, and then Marman, Gran is an explosive character. He gets 2 big hits, especially in the corner, it can be over immediately.
Oh wow. Marman is dragon punching without fear as usual. Getting sniped now. I mean, I could be wrong. I've not played this match as a character, but outside of hit confirming and getting setups like this, I think that Cynical is going to want to play this matchup a little bit further away, because then something like this is going to happen if he makes a mistake. It's literally the point I was going to make. That was 65% of a counter hit, and he's dead.
My god. What a comeback, Jesus.
About 2 hits?
Yeah, that felt like 1.5. That wasn't even 2 hits. That was fucked up, man.
But that's exactly the point I was making. You do not want to play this matchup close against a Gran 9 times out of 10 anyway, let alone a Gran like Marman. With boots into light auto combo, 50%.
Yeah, it's difficult because it feels as if, like, you know, you don't want to let a Gran just do what he wants. So you start playing too aggressive, though, you're just going to get clipped like that. And, man, yeah, you have to adapt to Marman quick. You can't let him steamroll you because he will just do it. And the damage that Gran outputs is so high that you're not even going to really have the time to adapt.
No, I mean, this is best of 4, but the speed of these games.
Yeah, yeah. We're nearly... Right, we are 1 combo away from being on our 3rd game.
Oh, there you go.
And there's that hit. Jesus.
It just doesn't make sense to me. You've got this, like, teenage boy. I know he's the main character, right? And the anime has taught me one thing, is that you can't underestimate, like, normal-looking teenage boys. But he hits how hard I'd imagine somebody like Vasaraga or Soritz to hit. Like, where's my 70% counter hit combos as Soritz, you know? My whole thing is that I'm a martial arts master that breaks rocks with his hands.
No, all you get is a what's it called? A raging demon that doesn't do as much as like a fireball from Gran. So good luck with that one, dude.
Right next to them to hit.
Yeah,
it doesn't hit off anything apart from counter hit heavy. Speaking of counter hit, this is gonna hurt.
F, innit?
I think. No, he's just gonna survive. I reckon. I'm gonna James Chen it. Is it gonna kill?
Someone phone up James Chen real quick. Get his opinion.
No, he's gonna be just alive. Yeah, just alive.
All right. Oh my god, what are you doing? You are absolutely taking a piss out of his life. That was another one of those things where that was all mental damage. That's all that was meant to be. The fact that Cynical woke up, dodged that is insane to me. It wouldn't have even chipped Steph.
No, it wouldn't have. It definitely wouldn't have chipped her. That was either a 33 brain read or Mileman was just going for the mental guard break on that one.
Yeah, I think like that would have definitely been. You would have probably given Mileman 2 games for that, right? Like you wouldn't have given 1, you would give him 2 just for the sake of it.
I'll punish on the EXDP here, and there's situations like that as well. I mean, you have to take just roll straight through.
Yeah, you have to take what Mileman's giving you, but the pace he's playing at just means that it's going to be difficult to react to all the stuff that you should be able to punish.
So when he gives you a whiffed EXDP, you've got to maximize your damage on that, because otherwise you're going to get counter hit boots again into 55%.
Yep, that's a lot of damage here, and he is just swinging with that. That far H, such a good button. The teabags as well. All right, Mileman, chill out, chill out. You better hope that Cynical doesn't make a comeback here.
Oh no,
he can dodge through that.
Oh no, he still gets a punish.
It's going to be it's going to be a big chunk of damage here. It's optimal stuff.
Right.
One mix-up could actually kill.
How much money are you putting on Wake Up EXDP?
Oh
no, Wake Up EX boot.
Yeah,
I was close. I knew it was going to be Wake Up EX something. Why would you Wake Up
I don't know. I guess it was one of those things where it's like he's going to bait it, so you just do Wake Up boot to stop the bait. I don't know. It was kind of a bizarre one, but Mileman 3-0 up right now versus Cynical. This is when Mileman's on. This is what he looks like, and it's kind of terrifying. They've got one more match to play. If Mileman does take this out, it will be 3-0 versus Cynical. You do have to play out the feelings match, which is the last one where it's all for pride.
Playing for pride, yeah.
But you need that, like, you know, you need to either doubly confirm that they beat you, or to be like, oh, it was close though. And that's what that was.
I would have got the run back. If it was first to 5, that was the start of my comeback.
Yeah, I downloaded him. I'm just on 56k. Like, it's basically what he's looking for. Oh my god, he is taking the piss.
I mean, you just whiff 3 crouch buttons into standing counter hit into 30%.
Well, this is the thing. Like, it does look a bit daft, but Matera's going for 2M in that situation on the current version. And that 2M is quite a low attack level. So if you do have a good bar H, it's actually pretty viable to just throw it out there and catch a swing it. Especially when you can buffer it into something that's pretty safe.
Well, I mean, yeah, especially in the corner, the risk reward of Matera getting a counter hit and pushing you mid screen, or you getting the counter hit and taking off 70%. I think that's a trade. Oh man, well, any grand would want to take, but
absolutely. Cynical, he does take one round here. Mailman can't just win this one for free, but that is the way that every grand wants to start a round, with 50% into the teabag frame kill.
You've just lost 4. That was 4 game seconds.
Oh my! All right, he literally won with 2 hits. That's a lot.
That was 4 game seconds, and Cynical was on 30%. Oh, nice.
He tried to start it the exact same way with just like round start boot.
Oh, nice DP. Oh, got the 2 years. Just he's breakdancing in the middle, like just in front of Matera now with those 2 years.
Yeah, and a micro walk forward just to make it hit.
But Cynical's still fighting back, man. I mean, he's doing a much better job this game of stopping. Oh, wow. Bravely shoots the boots out of the sky there. That could have been 70% if that was a counter hit. But yeah, Cynical doing a much better job of just filling the screen with stuff now, just to make it so that Cynical, Marman can't just run in from full screen and get that craziness started. But this is where the bad times can start. One counter hit here.
Yeah, he was saving that fireball all that time to just be able to break into the close range. Nice dodge on the... Oh my god. Yeah, that was super nice. And this is a good position. Once again, EX fireball. It just allows Gran to just sprint into Matera's face. Cynical gets the consolation game. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, man. Cynical played that game how I said he should have played it at the start. Didn't go in, stayed at full screen or 3/4 screen. You know, Marman can't get the shenanigans started if he's full screen, right? And I know it's easier said than done to say, just keep him out. And he's got, like a million options that he can do to get in. But, we saw it there. That was the first game where Cynical just tried to adopt a much more traditional keep away game. And that was the game that he won. He didn't try and go in, because all the times that he tried to go in the corner, then tried to start doing butterfly setups and what have you in the corner, Marman would just jump over him, and then boom, you're in the corner. One counter hit is 70%. So
yeah, it felt like Cynical was using his resources a lot better. So it was just, he always had an arrow on deck in that last game to be able to slap out the boot from the air, to be able to keep him out. He was punishing a lot more of his options and just kind of got a better pace of Marman. Like you're saying, he's playing so explosively that you're losing each of these rounds from 2 to 3 hits. And when that's happening, how are you adapting to the pace of a player? That's very, very difficult. So, good stuff to Marman, but obviously, Cynical definitely was starting to adapt to Marman's play at the end there.
yeah, and looking at the scoreboard, we've still got Devenomous with a big 9, well in the lead. Napster and Sinner both on 4. Pilepan with 3, and EX Mika on 2. So
there's still stuff to play for here, right? So they're on 4. So, oh wait, is this over? How many games have we got left?
There's 2 games left. I'm gonna try and adopt some quick maths here. So the 2 games is Napstar and Devenomous. So I think that's Rixta versus Venom. I think.
Yep, that would be.
And then EX Mika versus Pilepan, which I think is Wiper versus Paddu.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because Mika's played twice and Wiper's only played Deviant. So,
well, if Rixta wins this, that will put them up to 7.
yeah.
So that would mean that I think Venomous has taken this one.
Yeah, you can't catch them. No,
you can't catch them. You can get 2nd place.
You can.
No, you can't. 2nd place doesn't count, mate. Are you splitting? Are you splitting the winnings, or is this like a winner takes all situation?
I'll tell you what. If we get to 50, If we get to 50 quid, then I'll split it for first and second. If we stay on the 50, I'll just give it all to first. Because obviously we have to split it as well, right? Because there's 2 players.
Yeah, it makes sense. You don't want to like splitting 30 quid between 2 people's 15, which is pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
But this is a pride match. There's a lot more on the line than points. There's a lot more on the line than money right now. Because Rixta versus Venom has, they've gone back and forth, but I will say that I think Venom has slowly got a bit of an edge over Rixta. But if anyone's going to adapt, it's Rixta. He's a lab monster. So this is definitely like a pride match for sure.
Well, I mean, we even saw it in that last game in that first game rather with Paddu, right? We saw Paddu taking that first couple of rounds of the next one quite convincingly, and then Rixta managed to really adapt super fast, and then it ended up being, fairly convincing for Rixta. So let's see if he's able to. If the situation is the same here, let's see if he's able to adapt as quickly, or if he can just get that momentum started at the beginning and just go crazy. See, nice auto combo goes to the GG.
Good block.
And that's the blessing and the curse, right? You've got the invincible reversal, but if you don't have an invincible reversal, then you can't whiff it and get punished for it, if that makes sense. So
Yeah, for sure.
the desire to just use it to get yourself out of those tricky mix-ups is all well and good, but at the same time, this wasn't a reaction, was it? Oh,
what just happened? Why did that happen? That should have surely put him in an animation, right? Because he got hit by it.
But I think because Venom was hit out of the animation by
the ball super.
Yeah, so they just maybe it counts as a clash because they're both supers.
I don't know. That was bizarre, but either way, Rix is coming out of this with the life lead, and he's just going to throw GG on the screen and force a reaction from Venom. I do like that. Just slow playing, grinding this last hit. Just makes a lot of sense.
Do anything drastic here.
Oh no, big whiff on the dive kick, and Venom has got an opportunity right now to start shutting Rixta down. He's got the corner position.
Yeah, I was just about to say Venom doesn't have super, but he's just about to get it back.
Oh my god, you're right. And there he is.
Oh, he spins it straight away, tries to catch something. Oh, what a spot though.
I mean, I understand the use of the super there, because you're just going like, who's expecting another super, a second super from Bells, like, in one round? But, man, yeah, that was bizarre.
That was a really nice spot dodge, though. Because that just showed you he was ready for it. As soon as Venom, and literally the millisecond that he landed on the floor when he got that super, he spent it. So, it's really, really good presence of mind by Rixta there to spot dodge, because he could have pressed anything and got hit. So,
yeah, completely.
And now with a commanding life lead, Venom in the corner, tries to teleport out, doesn't get the punish on the teleport, but gets the GG set up. Oh, parry!
That was sick, mate. He just literally just stood there from half screen away and let Venom whiff a DP. That looked beautiful, mate. I was like, I know you, I know where you live, I met your uncle once, I know everything about you. Like, that was the best read.
He literally just dragon punched an invulnerable cat, and then
from half screen away, the best.
And Venom, I mean, it is a really difficult mix-up to deal with. Even if you do have a dragon punch, we've seen. Oh wow, what a jump! We've seen Venom try a lot of different stuff to get out of that GG mix-up, and he's eaten like 4 or 5 different variations of it. So it is a really, really strong mix-up. When she gets to that knockdown and puts down GG, wow, what's that teleport? So, Rixta just has to. Oh, there you said it! You did it!
Yeah.
The theory
mix. Actually, the strongest mix-up in this game.
Whipping throw in front of somebody's face. Oh, wow. Dragon punching straight out of the plus frames of the projectile here. Rixta again with a big life lead.
Yeah, and he's got the meter to work with. That could be a huge anti-air, blocks in time, but...
I think he probably wanted to jump and commit to a dive kick there, but instead saw maybe the start frame, but still gets clipped.
Yeah, it feels like Rix has a really good control on neutral here.
Well, it's funny because I was going to say it's funny because Fairy's Dragon Punch hits at such a low to the, like, it hits much lower to the ground almost than a normal Dragon Punch, if you know what I mean, like the angle of it.
Yeah.
So
He's got a very good hitbox and really quick recovery.
even though it's slower now, it you know, there's no harm. You just saw Rixta throw out 3 light ones in a row because they cool down so quickly. So, you know, there's no harm throwing it out from about 2 or 3 character lengths away because, you know, worst case scenario, it whiffs. Best case scenario, you get a counter hit. So,
Yeah, I really like when it whips, like what Beelzebub gonna do to punish it? Like he kind of has to be preemptive almost because his buttons are slow.
Oh, speaking of preemptive, what a reaction to the EX dive kick there, and then 2U into sweep.
Yeah, he just clutching out at the end there. Rixta is showing once again that he definitely adapts. The adaptamentation, he's definitely got it.
I mean, that was the first move of the round, Dragon Punch, and it hit. You know that he is in Venom's head right now.
Yeah, and this is one thing that Rixta said about this matchup is Ferry can use a lot of that DP, the normal DP, which Beelzebub really has to overcommit to try and deal with it, starting to use EX Tandem or, you know, some of these slashes from full range, but
Again, just Dragon Punches the cat.
I've never seen it before. That was right. Put that away, throw the round. That was disgusting. You know what? Green, mate.
Turn it down. Oh wow, and this Dragon Punches straight through the teleport. Whatever setup Venom had there after the teleport.
I don't want to know what that combo would have looked like if you'd finished it.
I really wanted to see it. I hate when I get baited like that, where they do a sick combo and then drop it. I'm like, why get me high? Why not just go for like the normal optimal or something?
Yeah, it's just one of those reminders that they gave the like half-screen Dalsim like character a fucking Genai gem for some reason. It's nuts, dude.
It's, you know, she didn't have enough tools. Oh, again, Dragon Punches the cat, gets opened up.
Yeah, dodging straight through it. Rixta has just been so on point. Is he jumping out? Okay, alright. I'm shocked. I thought that's what he's exactly looking for, but still, you know, Lord Venom's now got a life lead. It's up to Rixta to go in, and it's not easy for Ferry to just get an opening without a hit.
No, especially not from this far away, and especially once you've used Super. Oh, what a snipe. Not quite enough life to kill, though. Oh, wow, but what a spot dodge. Doesn't finish off the combo.
Gets a little reset. He's just trying to battle it out here in neutral, doing a fantastic job. Jesus Christ, guess for your life.
Oh, now, all the times that he's baited out the Dragon Punch, on that last little go there, he gets hit by it.
It was the long con man.
Well, what's that? Lucky number 7, the Kansas City Shuffle. He waited that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely. Alright. Rixta just playing very safe here. Ooh, I gotta imagine that was an input error there from Lord Venom.
Got away with it a little bit, but
yeah, and he's got this corner positioning. It's kind of everything's going alright for him right now. Using the dive kick to delay his jump in, and this is looking kind of scary for Rixta.
Yoga drills out. Gets hit. Now he's starting to pressure over. Still got Venom with a massive life lead. Oh, Anti-Air got stuffed by Venom's jump U. Super good jumping button. Oh no, he didn't just react to it.
No. Normal guy stuff, and now you're gonna have to guess for your life. Yep, hits him out of the air. I mean, it's good from Lord Venom. Like taking that jump held means absolutely nothing to him, right? You take that every day of the week.
Now outside of, sorry, go on.
He's got all this life to work with. It's going to be rough making a comeback.
I was going to say, outside of a big counter hit, it's going to be tough now for Rixta to get a comeback. But as I say that, as I'm literally saying the words, he gets a normal hit. He's going to take off 50% here.
Yeah, not the best setup from this. He's just going to get GG on the screen, and nice from Lord Venom, but just does it again.
The tippy toes gets clipped by the Dragon Punch. He didn't get all of it, otherwise that would have killed, but Venom content to just jump backwards. Spider-Man over the projectiles. Oh, wow. Crouch mediums. Kicks her right in the knee.
I mean, that was really smart. You saw there that Lord Venom wasn't using the projectile. Because he's seen that every time he uses a projectile, Rixta just punishes it with the X spear 100% of the time, right? And once Rixta spent that spear, then suddenly he's like, okay, cool, now I can throw out the projectile.
Yeah, and he's just doing a really good job, I think, of adapting. I mean, Rixta was running away with it those first 2 games, but again, we talk a lot about it, but it's really important, especially at a high level. We just see that Venom's just changing the tempo of the game, right? It's just taking it out of Rixta's hands, not letting him get as close to him and start that pressure in the corner, doing a better job of dealing with the GG mix-ups. So, yeah, just taking him.
He's doing really well. Like, it just feels as if he's just got a much better handle on this neutral as well. Like, openings like this was just not happening earlier in the game, and I think with a little bit of conditioning, it's worked out perfectly.
Yeah, and just uses EX suck there to destroy the active frames of the spot dodge. I mean, that is one way around the black hole. You either spot dodge it or you can roll through it, or dragon punch it if you've got it. But
yeah, it's a mind game in itself, because you want to dodge the light versions, you want to roll the EX version, so it becomes its own little mind game, even though it's not the best one in the world. You know, Lord Venom has put it to great use versus like a myriad of top players.
Yeah, because I mean, it is plus as well, isn't it? It's sort of like a mini GG. You know, you bring them in close, you've got the plus frames. What's the mix? I mean, he can only strike or throw really, but
sometimes that's enough.
Indeed.
And this is match point here for Rixta. Lord Venom looking to, you know, get the draw, but Rixta just needs one more round to make this a win for his team and come into that solid second place.
And if Venom wins this, then the Venoments will go. Wait, is that the two names? Yeah, the Venoments.
Basically,
it's close enough, I think.
Venoments is going to take it 12-0, clean sweep. Everyone else is free. Hold that. So
yeah, that's pretty rough. You know, not losing one game, man. All right, he's setting himself up for the win here. You know, when Beelzebub has access to command throw, everything gets scarier. Wow.
Buys 360 DP.
Yeah,
and just like that.
Worst DP in the game, everybody.
And you know what? This seems like something Venom would have done on purpose. He just cock-blocked Rixta. He gave him hope to think he's going to get 3 points, and went, I don't need these points, but I'm going to stop you getting 3 and give you 1 instead.
That's ruthless, man. Rixta looked like it was all in the palm of his hands those early games, but Lord Venom just adapting. We've seen it a million times now, man.
Yeah, and just, you know, Rixta just stopped hitting with those dragon punches. I think that was like the tail of the tape with this one, is that Rixta was getting so much mileage off those dragon punches in those first 2 games. Like, it was like as if Venom was jumping into them. But then next 2 games, you know, I think he hit with maybe 2. Even at the end there, you know, he jumped over a Rixta dragon punch, and that's what he got the game-winning combo. So, you know, maybe Rixta was just losing the range a little bit, or maybe he just became a little bit too reliant on them. But whatever the case, Venom just made sure that he took. And that's the thing as well, right? With a top-level player, you take everything that you're given. If you see somebody whiff, you want to take maximum advantage. So.
Yeah, especially when you're playing, you know, like a low tier character like Beelzebub, it can be you got to take full use of everything you get, man. You got to be fully ready for it. But it's our final game of the night, Paddu versus EX Wiper. We're getting a Matera mirror match.
And there's everything to play for in this match, because the outside of the Venomous, it's 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh shit! So basically, winner of this will get 2nd place, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, so let's see what happens here. Paddu off to a very early, strong start, though. And, you know, the classic pattern hit Paddu pressure in the corner. Wiper's definitely going to have to wake up to these setups, because they are brutal.
And it's like the curse of the mirror match, right? You know what this guy's going to do. You play the character, but you know exactly what you can. On the other side of that, he knows exactly what you can and can't get away with. So if he's got you in the corner and he knows you don't have a reversal, he knows what your button is going to be if you do want to challenge it. So
yeah, we got to remember one of Matera's weaknesses is anti-airing. Like, her anti-airs are kind of questionable a lot of the time, so Hop is going to be potent in this matchup. You can see people try and use like the standing arrow to try and base it out and hit it, but it's not going to be too easy.
Yeah, see, especially in this sort of situation. Oh, baits out the throw tech. That's probably it.
Yeah, he can go into super. Doesn't even need it. just finishing off with that close H. Paddu taking the first game versus EX Wiper. Wiper's gonna have to make some adjustments. We saw some signs of life in the neutral there, but Paddu's pressure is just overwhelmingly good.
Maybe this is where the more defensive style of Matera is lacking. When you fight, we've seen that Wiper struggles a little bit and then again blows up the throw attempt. We've seen that Wiper struggles a bit when dealing with throw mix in the corner. Paddu hasn't even gone for a throw yet, and and Wiper's trying to take. Maybe he's got having Vietnam flashbacks from Deliverance, but
yeah, he's definitely, he's gonna feel like that after getting blown up with that many throws. There's no way that doesn't affect your mental somewhat, but it's a big knockdown from Wiper, but just looking a bit antsy on the mix-up. It's not what you want to see. Like, Matera doesn't have a reversal, so it's your time to show all your sickest mix-ups versus this character.
yeah, I think it's just because maybe he because of the way that the games have gone tonight, he hasn't really had many opportunities to get that pressure started. So even though you've played like 4 or 5 games, maybe it's a bit of nerves, or you played 4 or 5 or however many games. If you're in that position, you finally get a hit, you're like, oh my god, I got a hit, and then by the time you've realized that you've actually got the hit, you've dropped the combo, and then that's where you let go of the pressure. But takes a round there, Paddu.
Yep, absolutely. No, working towards that comfort.
Yeah, definitely got a lot more mileage out of playing a bit more aggressively there, instead of, because he's taking the initiative into his own hands rather than waiting for Paddu to make a mistake. And again, look, we're seeing much more success from the being aggressive.
Yep, and he gets a reset off that, but
wow.
whiff on the sweep. Must have been an execution error looking for the close H, and this is Paddu's opportunity to start mixing them up. Combo limit, safe jump. Man, this is gonna hurt.
Goes the knockdown. Oh, just unique jumps out. Oh, but still gets to confirm. And
man, Paddu.
The Remy third strike super straight into two winning games.
That fully is the first strike super. I never. She needs it from throw. That's what defines that super. You have to be able to get it from neutral throw, otherwise it doesn't count. Right. Once again, Paddu just getting into the corner. This is going to be hell to work out.
Oh, it's so heartbreaking, isn't it? He teched 2 in a row, and he blocked overhead twice in a row, but you can only block so often, right? You've got wow. Look at this defense. He's literally blocked everything, and he's still
losing.
Still almost got perfected.
Yeah, man, that's the Wiper I know, the guy that can block everything, but it feels like the throws are just, all it takes is like 1 or 2 throws for a real big mind game to be set in there. So, it's what it is. But I like this. Just start out nice and aggressive, because this has worked for him.
Yeah, this is. I mean, the one round that he won came from him just rushing Paddu straight down. Going for the pressure in the corner, which is what we're seeing him being on the receiving end of again. It's like Dragon Ball Fighters almost, isn't it? When you fight a character like this, you just have that pressure. You can't push block, you can't alpha counter, you can't. There's no way for you to get out. You literally just have to hold it.
Yeah.
And then you saw an opening, you were wrong, and luckily Paddu didn't finish the combo. But gets blown up.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this is based on just. Look like Matera is spending resources to continue this pressure, right? So it's all about knowing when there are going to be gaps when you can start slapping them out. And Paddu he's on his 3rd game now, so this is the last one. Wiper just wanting to get that consolation match. Oh, nice. Does it back to him, baits the throw.
Gets the corner carry, goes down the butterfly, misses the setup though. Now Paddu takes full advantage, goes to the offense, staggering the run-in lows. Oh, gets clipped by the butterfly. What a conversion. Goes to the Magneto loop.
Man, that is terrific damage. Matera not a character you associate with damage. When she gets the correct hits, fucking hurts.
Yeah, if a good Matera, oh wow, what a block on that.
Yeah.
That was an insane block on that empty unique, man. Jeez Louise from Wiper.
But it might not be enough here. He's getting low on health, and just the zoning might kill him. There's the EX, catches him on the recovery. of the Tiger Knee, man. Paddu on his last round here, match point for him.
Yeah, I mean, Paddu, Wiper needs to pull it out of the bag now. Get sniped out of the air here. Dodging butterflies. Oh, if he converted that, it would have been insane. Now we get the knock.
Yeah, just keeping that corner pressure while the butterflies are on screen. You do have to be scared. Wiper just trying to block it out, and there we go, finding his opportunity to work his way out of the corner.
It gets clipped again, and just like that, we've seen, like I said before, we've seen this film before. Sets up the butterflies,
and that's going to be it. Paddu taking it, putting his team into second place, beating EX Wiper 4-0. GG's. Man. Today.
Yeah, I mean, Matera. Yeah, I mean, you know what? She's one of those characters where, you know, in this game, I feel like they do a really, really, really good. Like the tiers in this game, between the space in this game between the absolute top tiers and the absolute bottom tiers is quite short, right? It's not like Street Fighter 5 or any of these other games where you've got like the absolute.